and all, to tonight's Skeptic and Ranting 1,000.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Woo! That seems to be what we're calling it. Where tonight we are celebrating our 1,000 subscriber landmark on Amy Time. Turning on channel.
It had to be on Amy Time.
And thanking all of our viewers. So won't you join James W. and myself, Amy Newman, for a skeptically good time? Oh my.
They don't like your mic, Amy. They say it's too low.
Yeah,
but you're on the right one.
It didn't change. I plugged in the Yeti, and yet it didn't turn on to Yeti. Now you should feel
there you go.
The Yeti pumping through your veins, or mine. So one of them. But yes, I want to thank you all. In fact, I'll say it again. We are celebrating our 1,000 subscriber landmark, turning on channel membership, and thanking all of our viewers for a skeptically good time. And I do want to thank all of you out there for the interwebs. For the interwebs, I want to thank you out there.
Thank Al Gore for the interwebs.
I want to thank Al Gore
for the interwebs. But thank all the viewers and subscribers for watching, subscribing, but
exactly
Al Gore for the interwebs.
But also, we are a skeptic channel, including the two schmucks that you see hosting before you. It does happen, I will say. However, after the housekeeping, the opening statements, and a little bit of
announcements,
tacos. Yes. Announcements. We will be opening up the open mic, so you can say what's on your mind about the topic, atheist or theist, liberal or conservative. Come as you are. Just
it's a party night, Amy. Come on.
I guess. Oh, fine.
You're gonna get hit. It's gonna happen.
Exactly. What are you gonna do, ladies and gentlemen? Sometimes you gotta take one
Nav
for the team.
out there. Hey, Nav.
What is up? I see so many amazing faces out there.
There are a lot of cool people out there.
To Sideshow Nav, to Mark Reed, Woolly Ignorant, Leophilius, Pat, Mark, Roger, Porpoise, everybody, Simon,
got materials, Dan,
yep. Jason. So many wonderful faces. Atheist, theist.
And a few
you all. Tighten
terrible
your anus.
faces.
You got to. I have to. Every other day. I would do it every day, but then you're just tightening them. Your
multiple times
muscle. Yeah, you gotta let it in, let it out. Let it in, let it out. What were we talking about? Anyway, this housekeeping is sponsored by our Patreons at patreon.com/Amy Newman, which has helped us make so much fun content. I do have to say that our accessories have expanded so much, like the sphincter we were just talking about earlier. This is the biggest one, ladies and gentlemen. 15 feet. This went toe-to-toe with the other snacks that Pharaoh tried to conjure, but Moses had the best snack.
The bigger snake?
The bigger snake. Yes, he was able to make the biggest.
Don't feel special, Sideshow. Titan's on like every stream simultaneously, so I think he held the record for timing Otangelo out on like 5 streams at the same time.
But we love both of you. Sending love. And also sending love once again to our Patreons. And I would be remiss without pointing this out. I have to send a special love in general to Tang Gang, but Oz, Jenna, they were both there, not square, when we got our 1,000 very specifically, because they basically had a stream where they're like, listen,
we're not leaving until she gets 1,000.
Exactly. And so sending times 2, so it was squared to the third.
Hey, stripper liquor.
Powered, as many powered, to the infinity and beyond. To us and Jenna and everyone at Tang Gang, sending so much love. You should be checking them out. You should be getting tickets.
They already are.
For the better event. YouTube.com/The Atheist Network Group, sending so much love. Mwah!
Thanks, Oz and Jenna.
Woo-hoo, thank you so much.
The stripper liquor out there. Yeah.
And I also did a fantastic stream. We have a monthly LGBTQ plus podcast on the Tang Gang and allies.
That they do.
Because it's great to have
when
conversation.
Is the next one?
Well, I will say the last one was actually just the other day. Woo-hoo. So go check that out because it was the Pride edition.
Ooh,
because
very triggering.
Today, this month, is Pride. Woo! I know, and we do.
Oh, come on, Amy. When is Straight Pride Month? We need a Straight Pride Month because there's not enough things out there for straight people. We're very persecuted, you know.
Exactly. Listen,
very maligned, marginalized group
that always has to just take it up the butt, or
take
at
it.
least
Yeah,
that's what they tell their mistress.
Do.
What? Anyway.
Material Stan got the flag flying. Hey Dan, good to see you.
That Materialist Stan. Do and Mark.
Thanks, James Wolfe.
James Wolfe. To the entire atheist, skeptic, science community. Sending love Oz and sending love to Ian Davenport. Sending love to
That's right, Sinister.
The commander of our Facebook community. Sending so much. I need to spread even more memes.
There you go, Bird. If you enjoy it, do it.
What is up, Bird? What is up,
Stupid Horror Energy?
Woo-hoo!
Good to see the Stupid Horror in here, gracing us with her presence.
And Ian Davenport.
Definitely Ian.
Because, it doesn't... Does this look, I guess... Technically, it's a blush, so it is designed. Our hearts don't actually have eyes, but it doesn't look designed, does it?
And the Sinister Porpoise officially suspended the hetero agenda for Pride Month, so that is on hold.
Thank you so very much, the Sinister Porpoise, with $2. Like James said, the heterosexual agenda.
It's been put on hold for a month.
Put on freeze, and it's been hard. We have been trying to push the gay agenda, exactly, or he or they, for a long time now, and it's finally.
It pays really good. We keep getting that money from George Soros.
Wait, that's right. George is saying that this message is approved. And we
continue
can get
pushing
our checks in the mail. Exactly. Good. And once again, he's been working hard to get that, mainstream. As well as sending love. $5 from Stupid Horror Energy. I love you in a gay way.
Totally gay. She wants that $5 footlong.
James. Once again.
Whew. Yeah, I see
this is the only size that Ken Hovind will accept. I want you to know that
I mean, it's not quite the full 15 feet, but
we looked
it's
on
close
his
enough.
computer, and that was the only folders we could find was 15 foot. Anyway, thank you so
Thank you,
much,
Stupid
Stupid
Horan.
Horror Energy, sending so much love right back to you, and in a gay way.
Totally.
Totally gay. I remember which movie or bit, and there's nothing wrong with that. But sending love also to when we listen to creationist claims, especially young Earth creationists, because I
The
mean,
worst of the
listen,
worst.
no, because if you say the Earth is 4.5 billion years old, probably the majority diversity of life got here through evolution, and that the world is getting warmer because we seem to be burning, dead corpses of single-celled organisms that were smushed for billions of years. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we don't have that much to argue except for the theology stuff. But that, as long as you're not trying to get that in school, once again. But if you are, then it makes a grumpy old cuss, and the entire skeptic around the community go,
That it
bleep,
does. That
bleep.
it does.
Ah, I
Hey,
worry.
Farron.
I worry so much.
You got Farron out there.
Seinfeld. Yes, Seinfeld, and there's nothing wrong with that. And they were drinking. That's the show.
Got
They say
$5 super chat from Nidimos.
Woo!
$5. He loves us. So
Sending
thank you.
so much love, Nadimos. Dun, dun, dun. We love you right back. In fact, we could not do it without you guys, without people like you.
Spooky bed hair out there. Hey, Spooky.
Woohoo! What's up, Spooky? But now I'm getting it stuck in my head. Nadomus? Thank you so very much. And we want to keep on making more shows. We have in fact, I think we will do it tonight, because why the hell not? We should start the Debate Me Bra roster, where we want theist, atheist. We need you to sign up. This is on our OnlyFans.
That's on the. I was just getting ready to say that's on the OnlyFans.
But who knows? It may get spicy tonight. We shall see. What's up, everybody? Sending so much love, and also sending love to Diana Smith.
Diana, thank you, Diana. I got Moonlight in the background there. Hey, Moonlight, good to see you.
He's about to wait patiently so that I can open the door.
Yeah, he's like, I want to go out. There you go. That's all. That's about as much of the legs as you're going to see on this stream.
Oh my! And do you know why? It's because I'm always cold. Like I would be totally.
You always have the long
sluttier.
pants or the leggings on.
Because, and look, do you see? This is skin. This is totally skin. Okay. And I am wearing a geek tan. It's very fashionable.
Spray tan?
See, exactly. Now, I sometimes have been known to burn when I go outside into the light and near garlic and crosses, but what are we talking about? Anyway, sending love to
When I go out to the beach, I have to be well sunscreened or I will burn like a, yeah.
Woo-hoo! Sending
Snake
love
was
to
right.
Snake
$5.
Was right. God. Congratulations! And I'm pretty sure Snake was right. Was just debating on modern day debate.
He did just debate. I think it was on SFT. Oh, also
was
on
MDD? On SFT? Probably on both.
He's been going around. Hey Nick, we got Nick Suter out there. Thanks.
Send love to Nick and all of our non-believers.
Thank you, Snake was right.
We are basically, we don't have different denominations. You know, there's the atheist and agnostic distinction, but as an atheist agnostic, it's hard to really care too much
Most
about
of us
that.
really don't fight
There
too much
are a
over that.
lot of deist, pagans, metaphorical theists out there that are on our side. Woohoo! Sending love to Mark Reed.
Those Aussie dollars.
Congratulations,
Thanks,
Amy
Mark.
and James. So happy for you.
Thank
We
you
are
so much,
so
Mark.
happy for you. Another Mark has been doing his rounds on the debate circuit. You've been checking him out. Sending so much love.
Mark has been on Debate Me Bra before. That was a really good debate that he had with on the theocracy question. And he did biblically speaking.
Biblically. Oh my god. Okay. Yo, can I just put this to rest? He is a Poe. Like, I've been going back and forth whether biblically was a Poe or not. I really do. And what pushed me over the edge was the recent video. Like, there's no way that you have a sexual relationship with God. That's not real. I want to know how. Like, do you sit there with like Jesus up here and then you got, I don't know, something down here going somewhere and you're just screaming Jesus out? Because please help me. Help me understand that because it's not real. It's not real. I choose not to believe that it's real.
That's right, Jason.
No. I mean, there was a lot. So I learned the best question ever. I think James and I discovered the best, apparently, question you should ask a theist, and that is, can God have regret? Because it made his gears spin for like a good 60 seconds.
It really threw him for a loop.
Biblically, I'm not sure what I should say right now. But, like, just snuck in, like, right underneath in that conversation was that he has a sexual relationship with God.
He's got to be a Poe at that point. Yeah, that's
got
got to be bullshit.
There are two ways.
He played his hand a little too much when he went that route.
Well, either that or Rule 34, please, good sir. I'm sorry. I'm gonna. Please.
I'm sure you do, Stupid Whore. You are known to shill for lots of channels. So
I love Stupid Whore energy just because it's just like.
How could you not?
Stupid Whore energy and Titan Uranus. They are both tied for the best names that you could say on a live broadcast. But it is just fascinating to listen.
Harry is good too.
Her name, buddy, Harry. And then a completely valid intellectual question. It's always like, stupid whore energy ass on the genetic level LPP.
Like the debate between T-Jump and Taylor, she was like rapid firing questions in, and they like went like over Taylor's head. This one person who has like a biology major, and it's like she didn't even comprehend what Stupid Whore was even talking about. I think she had to send a couple clarifying questions so that she could get it. Our good, lovable friend Taylor that we had the pleasure of discussing last week on the show.
Experiencing. Look,
that was the one who said, if you guys forget, evolution is like throwing a turkey leg in a pot of water and expecting a live turkey to come flying out.
Southern version, I believe, of the tornado through
throw a turkey leg in a pot of water and hope a live turkey flies out. That's basically evolution, right?
It is. Basically, you just throw a turkey leg out there, bing, a bang, a boom. Though, what model do they put forward? The poof.
And that's exactly like what T-Jump sussed out in that debate. And she was like, yeah, God's a better explanation because I could just explain it all with God. Boom. You have to have multiple explanations for abiogenesis because you have to have an explanation for this, an explanation for that, for this, for that. But I just get to say God did it, and that's valid, right? And it's like,
Nothing
okay.
gets them more excited than abiogenesis. Abiogenesis? Did you talk about a subject where science is actually trying to figure something out? We should probably try to attack it. James Wolf for
Thanks, James.
$7.99. Thanks for
Them
nurturing such
Aussie
an
dollars.
awesome community. You two are amazing. Sending so much love to James.
We couldn't
And
do it without
I
you guys.
could not agree more. Not only could we like two Jameses, just like my co-host said, we couldn't do it without you. And it's really the community. I have noticed that it is honestly the only thing that religion does decently, and it almost comes with a double-edged sword.
Totally.
You either are in the in-group or
it's tribalism.
We will get and how much they excommunicate you is just how fundamentalist they are.
Yeah.
I was reading about the Amish and the Mennonites recently, and Mennonites, one of the core things of being a Mennonite is excommunication. One of the... Go figure. But Stripper Liquor sends S.J. Thompson kind of tripped over saying my name the first couple times. Yo, and I suck at pronunciation. I'm good at comprehension. But if you were to see my spelling, and then if you were to watch me, I generally I'll have to write people's names out phonetically. Said my name and then SJ said my name and then realized her face was hilarious.
SJ.
It seems there's a planet here. It looks like they're the planet Titan. You're oh my.
She used to be all the time on the debate circuit until she did that debate with Nick Suter, and she's never been the same after that debate. SJ.
Oh my.
She has never been the same after that.
Nick put
after
on
that
his
show.
Iron Man suit, and she was not ready for it.
Nick did a lot of homework for that debate, and he had like researched all the papers that he knew she was going to bring up, and he would like pull the paper out, like, "Oh, this paper you're talking about? Oh yeah." Doesn't say what you're trying to
because
say
that's what they do is they quote mine. In fact, they often quote mine people who believe the exact opposite. I guess that's the name of the game of quote mining. But I mean, if you are using Stephen Jay Gould to quote why evolution is not true, you're doing it wrong. Also, you're an anus. But yes.
Reminds me of after my last debate with Ken Hovind in the after show when SFT was kind enough to come on. And Peter and him were having the dialogue, and Peter was trying to get SFT to admit when the bottleneck that the paper that he's using to support his genetic entropy theory, and it says this bottleneck happened 200,000 years ago. He's gonna say no. It happened 4,000 years ago with the flood of Noah, but.
So I can't help it. I can't help it. I always get excited, like when we get opposing views. You can see it. We have our first creationist, I think, in the room. So holy, exactly. Trust me, I used to be, you guys, an atheist. But if you think about it, how can creations come to exist without a creator? Oh, well, we'll talk about that in a second. It makes no sense.
That's
however,
poisoning the well right away.
Exactly. We got our first fallacy right there. But it makes no sense. However, even Bibbles say absurd stuff, I will be honest. Well, hey, so I'm going to give... So you give us the olive branch at the end. I'm already taking it. Thank you. Because this does say some silly stuff. But
I'm going to take the olive branch and then whack you in the head with it.
Well, no, we love you. Sending so much love. But it's because we don't believe we are creations. We think that we are naturally occurring. That is the difference. We believe that a creator or a creation has to have a creator, but that only comes from an artificial means. That trees, humans, single-celled organisms, they all multiply. They're all self-replicating. And we Sunflower,
Speak of the devil.
love to have you as well. Oh, we love having a fan. Sending so much love out there. Also, speaking of which, sending love out to the Twitchosphere. We got Regos. Creations don't happen without a creator, but the natural world doesn't really show signs of being created. Exactly. And I was on a Dawa channel the other day. I think I am going to air it. I think I should just clip it and air. But it's very hard to get people to understand that natural laws don't seem to come from people, from ancients.
You see Holy Redemption, though? You know what that is? That's a what we like to call a baseless assertion. You're just saying something. You have nothing to back it up. It's a philosophical construct.
And once again,
it's not falsifiable.
He's saying it's hard to give a whole explanation of God in one thing. We get you. But God is not natural nor artificial. Here's what I would say. It's either God is natural or not natural, or artificial or not artificial. I'll give you those two dichotomies, but tell us what God is. And also, I know that
Rejo summed it up right here.
Not natural or artificial, so imaginary. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the other thing I tried to say on
where
the Dawa channel is that it could be that we are contingent on a God, that a God had to have created us, or it could be that God is contingent on us and that we created gods.
That seems to be the more logical position.
Which means if you were to get rid of us, that all these concepts of God would go away. But I will send love. We will be going into the open mic soon. So if you disagree with us, you will also be able to join on. Though if you're in sweatpants and eating ice cream, painting the house on the couch, don't feel any pressure to join. But if you do want to join, you will have the chance to. Oh my goddess, that is we're just talking about good names.
You're trying to trigger Amy right here.
I know. Look, I can't help it. But I don't know if anyone has ever looked at the trees.
It's so funny when we got that argument last time from Chris, who was a gentleman, but he just whipped it out.
What kills me is every time someone uses it seriously. And then sometimes we get flack because I can't hold in my laughter. And they're like, why are you laughing? And I'm like, it's just, you're telling me to look at trees. What do you want me to do with this argument? It's amazing. They're
so I felt fabulous. Reborn. I looked outside and I looked at a tree. Well,
we looked at
congratulations.
And look, I mean, I hate to say it, but the trees in many ways are more important than conscious creatures. I know us conscious creatures think we're the hot shit, but no, we actually depend on the trees, okay? The trees give us oxygen and then feed every animal. Even if you're a complete carnivore, what do you think the food eats?
The food chain. It starts with
it all goes back to So sending love to look at the trees. Much love. Congratulations. I know this is crazy. And Aaron Colson sending love. $5. Sending all the love to Amy and James. Congrats on 1K. And we are sending so much love right back to you. Woohoo! And it was a journey, really getting each and every one. It
was a fight, a dog fight.
Really any of them for granted. We really we pine over each loss and celebrate.
Or what happened to these
And
when we
it
would have
is
a stream
really
where we would
random.
lose a few, and it would just be like very like, oh, we did like a 4-hour stream and we lost 2 subscribers. It's what happened? What did we do wrong?
And so you look at trends and you figure
Yeah,
out what it is that
you have to
you
try to
think
do
that the
better.
community benefits from. And honestly, I will say as a really good thing though, we were really scared when we first got monetized. Like month, 2 months, or whatever
Beginning of
recently
April,
ago.
yeah.
Um, we were like, is YouTube going to look at the trees? No, no, no. What's up,
Take from me.
girl? We were like, is YouTube going to push back on us? We're a pretty PG-13 to
We're being
R-rated channel.
politically
We're a late
incorrect.
night. We're a politically incorrect channel. And when it first went monetized, all of our YouTube were yellow, which meant that it had to be under review. And we were like, oh, what are we
Limited to no
going to
ads,
do?
meaning
Limited to no
only
ads.
if
Exactly.
basically you make almost nothing.
And we
Hey,
were like, we went over.
Atheist
What
Junior.
is up, Alias Junior? Congratulations, Amy. Amy
Only
only.
Amy.
No,
Yes. Thank you,
James.
AJ.
No, that's nothing. Sending so much love, Atheist Junior.
I don't think he's going to unblock you, Sunflower, but.
Yeah. Omar says they love Sunflower. But we sent all of the reviews. We sent all of them in, and just one by
95% of them.
95% of our videos have gotten turned on, and not only that, but what is up, Scott Duke, the one and only? Something so much for a great guy.
From the day shift.
Exactly. Hanging out on. Well, I should get my ass on. There's a lot of streams I need to be hanging out on. But on Answers of Atheism.
Not Amy, Sunflower. Not Amy, Atheist Junior. We're talking about Sunflower. I guess you have Sunflower blocked, and he's a little upset about it.
He a little bit of
got him a little hot under the collar about it.
But we love atheists, theists. But yeah, we submitted all of the videos, and 95, and basically all the giant majority of our videos now get approved, because I think that I know the conspiracy theorists out there complain, and there's a lot of QQing, but let me tell you, it turns out when you're preaching some science, that YouTube actually likes you. That the TOS gods are pretty friendly up there. Will you look at that?
They've been pretty kind to us so far. No complaints.
I know. Well, it's just so funny that because we get some conspiracy, we get both complaints and thanks. So they complain that the TOS is not friendly to them, but they get thanked. They're like, but we can come on here and say whatever we want. And it's like, that's true, because we like to basically debunk a lot of the things that you're saying. It's fantastic.
That we do.
We love you. We think you are a fantastic human being.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. Thank you. What is up, Billy Lily? Congrats.
Hey, Adam Lore.
Love. Ding ding. Oh, there you go. There you go, Sunflower. See? Welcome to come on to StreamYard. The Dogma channel had an interesting idea, which they made everyone turn their camera on once before going live, which was interesting. I just kept mine on because I think it's good to have a human connection there when I did my face and came
Got
on.
yourself put together.
Made myself look pretty. So also sending love to Diana Smith and Pat. We saw him out there. I've seen him on many fantastic Tang Gang streams. We've seen him on the youtube.com/BiddyBuddha_, where you should be learning some shit. where we are going to be doing many more fantastic episodes of Talk Skeptic to Me. I am making a Talk Skeptic to Me trailer. There are a few trailers that are coming out because I think and we'll be going over it because we're going to be going over channel memberships as well. And there are overlapping things for channel and Patreons that I want to create new shows that the channel and the Patreon members, along with James and myself, create content that we then give back to just subscribers and viewers. And thus, everyone wins. Doesn't matter if you're paying money, not paying money. Everybody will get more content because the skeptic and ranting community is what matters. Sending love to Pat Lowinger, another mensch. So many mensches on here, actually.
And the next guy just popped up into the chat.
Woohoo! What is up, Dale?
Hey,
what
Dale.
is up? Someone
Good to see you.
He's a best in show. Sending love to Dale Pastel, reminding us we're looking for a little bit of empirical evidence. And, it's funny. That's the one thing we seem to be cut off from. In fact, when we ask for this, James, it's the wrong tool. You know what you need to use?
A different tool?
Oh, not only different, it has to be older, a little bit, I wouldn't say outdated, but outdated.
Longer.
Because you actually use a little bit of philosophy and science. It's not dead. I don't want to do like a hashtag philosophy dead. It's that
I'll do that.
Well, the problem is that you can't just philosophize. It'd be nice if you could just sit there and argument your way across the globe, but you have to go out and build the plane. You have to see if it actually flies. It's just like I could sit here and talk a theory of consciousness or maybe a hypothesis of consciousness and maybe build a theory of facts, but I will continue to say there's only one way you'll know if any of my nonsense is true, and that's this. They build it. You got to build an artificial version of it. You got to have the artificial person have your finger touch and their finger touch, because science is about building shit, experimenting, testing, verifying.
It's part of the process.
Things you can't do.
It's a process.
In religion. It's a process. It's not a body of knowledge. Bum, 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 bum. Sending love, everyone out there. And sending love to Dale Pastel. Dale, Scott, so many lovely. In fact, sending love to Dave Brower. Dave Brower reminding us that the earth is pretty thick. I don't know about you. And we don't mind a little bit extra pounds.
A little bit.
There's more to love. And there's no speaking of models, there's no flat earth model. I love the new thing. I haven't seen one. When it's just like if you don't like evolution, you don't like the round earth, you don't say you're a flat earther. Oh, no. I'm just
I know where this is going.
Skeptic. I'm just
a globe skeptic
around the globe model. Are you now? Are you? That's really cool.
I'm just asking questions. I just have a few questions. That's it.
Questions.
Oh,
that's cool. But show your own model. And if your model is flat, then I got some news for you.
Whoa.
It might be a flurf.
Just because I don't have a model doesn't mean your model's not wrong. Right?
Well, when the body of evidence leans in one direction and the opposite direction has, well, I don't really like that. Tough. Go out and do something. Go find us that ice wall.
Go kick rocks.
Exactly. And also sending love. Grandpa, you're going to kick Grandpa? Grandpa Rock? 2, Scott
Mark
Duke.
2.
We see him in chat. Woo-hoo!
There he is. He's out
And
there.
unfortunately, we have to bring him up because, well, many theists, creationists, especially young Earth creationists specifically, look down on other animals.
That they do.
Have the audacity to challenge whether they're conscious. I mean, I understand, so my motto with introspection and sentience and all that. If you don't think your dog is conscious, you probably shouldn't have a dog.
A dog cannot be conscious because dogs do not have language.
Exactly.
Therefore, it's just like how the flat Earth is wrong. No, the globe Earth is wrong because star formation does not exist because gravity do not have effect on
Just
gases.
having a little role play. Yeah, that's right. I forgot Antangelo almost flirts
when he said that with flat Earth.
It sounds like
geocentrism.
Yeah. Well, we know which way
gravity does not have effect on gases. Therefore, star cannot form on their own. Star have to form by God. Go poof, star. That's it.
The poof model. It strikes again, just like how the poof model.
They keep coming out with it. Different versions of the poof model.
Which it pisses me off about creationists too. There is no model for the diversity of life. It's just a goat was a goat. There was always a goat, and there's always going to be a goat. All right, thank you. That explains a lot.
So when we look in the fossil record and we find a time when there were no goats, they just didn't fossilize. They've always been here. They just didn't fossilize.
Again.
Yeah.
You would believe how much the poof model solves. Speaking of which, sending love to Regos.
I saw him out in the Twitch.
Exactly. I should send the link out there. Sending love to the Twitchosphere because we have a Skeptic Bible study. It's on the Docker. It's up next. The Big Bang has become our new shtick for the next few weeks because we've been digging into evolution. We're going to do some Big Bang, but our Bible study is also on Doc, and you can also find our Twitchosphere here.
It's coming up.
We're also queer. Well, half of us are queer. Mostly me. Usually. James gets a little queer when he hears that the Earth is 6,000 years old.
That definitely gets you going.
I don't know. You can't explain anything with that. You can't. And funny enough, after they drill us on how everything came to be, when you turn it around and you're like, well, how did a planet, how did a star, how did anything come to be? It's like,
God.
Well, we're not really supposed to know how anything came to be. Who are we? What are we? Who are you? We get it. You're not going to be answering anything. Who, me?
Yes, you.
Yes, you. Yes.
Couldn't be.
Sending love, Regos. Sending love, Rachel. Sending love to the reason that this podcast could take place because I did not have a computer for a good week. Sending love to Rachel Holland.
Thank you, Rachel.
Building an awesome stream machine. Sending love. And also reminding us that the Bible would never have non-consensual slavery. They wouldn't go around to the nations around them and just, pick up people. That would be objectively wrong, wouldn't it, James?
Amy, I don't know if you remember this from our Bible study, but it's objectively good. Don't you remember back in the book of Exodus, right? After God got his people out of slavery in Egypt, 10 minutes later, one of the first things he had to do was sit down and make up rules for how you sell your kids into slavery, because that is a legitimate answer to family budget issues. You know, the bills are getting a little tight. You're looking at these kids. You got mouths to feed. I mean, how much can you get for one of them? I mean,
gotta sell one off.
You can't go in debt. Then you won't be able to feed the rest of your kids. So you have to sell one so the rest can eat. And that's objectively moral because the God who invented morality said so. I mean, if it was evil, he wouldn't say it, right?
Exactly. No, that would be objectively immoral.
It has to be objectively moral.
But yes, sending so much love to Regos, and also sending love to Rachel Holland and Scott Damgar and Senator Cato, reminding us that the separation of church and state is, well, kind of important, not just to us, but to all of you, because it's not going to be your denomination in control. If it's Sunni, it's going to be Shia. If it's Protestant, it's going to be Catholic, or vice versa. And, you know, just skip the holy war. Make society secular. Try it in your government today. But yes, sending love to Senator Cato.
Thank you, Senator.
Amy. Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Atheist Junior. I've been wondering, I have an amazing webcam, and yet it looks, and I've tried different lighting solutions. So Atheist Junior says his webcam is a Logitech.
Yeah, you upgraded to the 4K.
4K. Maybe that is what I need, is a 4K one, and not. I think I got an off-brand one that was a 4K that was from a sweatshop, and I'm fairly sure that it did not do what it wanted. Maybe I'm gonna have to get the Logitech 4K, because I have a Logitech one, but I think it may be a few years old.
1K.
Yeah. But yes, sending so much love out to Atheist Junior, and all the skeptics out there, and non-believers. You see Adam Lord, Simos, and Sideshow,
Nap,
Mark, everybody hanging out with us. Stripper Liquor, Snake was right, Titan Uranus, Stupid Horror Energy, Sunflower buried deep somewhere underneath the Matrix. Chris, who isn't out there, but we were talking with him. I'm trying to remember. Megan, sending love to Megan. Woo-hoo.
Thank you.
It really is.
Oh, hey,
Without
Megan.
you guys and gals, we would not have been able to do all this fun content.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
And basically, yeah, we're gonna soon go to open mic. We'll also, we're gonna turn on the channel membership live. So they want you. YouTube has these two things. They want you to make sure you do an announcement, and so here is the announcement. And we'll also do it in a second and do your first post to memberships, and so we'll do both of those tonight, as well as get the roster set up for Debate Me Bra, because I just
get that roster going.
It's like I'm creating a menu really for James and I. Help us help you, because we just want to match people up for debates. Though I want to continue James going on Standing for Truth. We want to continue.
But we eventually want to host more on our own.
Yeah, we want to host more. I want to continue supporting as well. Sending love. I saw Sideshow in there. Sending love to James from Modern Day Debate. Sending love to the Modern Day Debate community. Instrumental in our founding and stuff. So yeah, just keep on. We're just gonna keep on sending love out there. Regos, Rachel, Senator Cato, and the producer herself. She was running the LGBTQ. There was also, I think, some dude named Oz on there or something. But we really know who's calling the shots.
Who's wearing the pants?
She was definitely handling the gears back and forth last night, and she was doing a great job. I want to just shout out to the queen of production.
She does a good job.
To Jenna, you should be watching all of the Tang Gang content, all of the.
They are.
She's been on, or like I said, just behind the stage as non-believers doing hashtag better. I don't know. We just seem to.
James is amazing.
Such as in the words of John Paul and Amy Newman, all you need is love. It's true. It's all you do need is love, okay? The internet needs that and more cat videos. There has been a shortage, I believe. Is that right? George Soros is telling me? Yes. Yes, we need more cat videos. But Setting Love Side Show. Setting Love
Definitely.
Jenna.
Thank you, Jenna.
Really cannot thank her and Tang Gang enough. You should be checking out youtube.com/The Atheist Network group. And last but not least, the universe in your hand. We're moving a chair over here.
She's got the whole world in her hand.
Yes, the whole world. In this case, it is the whole galaxy. The whole galaxy in my hand. And so we just want to know why creationists can't create a galaxy. Just create a galaxy. Explain to me how the Milky Way came to be, and don't just say God did it. Oh my lordy, how annoying that is. The poof moth.
Sunflower, go on Discord if you want to gripe about the moderation. We'll deal with that.
Exactly.
We're not going to deal with it right here.
Is a mod here and on Discord, so you could talk to him in multiple ways. I guess you could technically join StreamYard, but we would like it if we keep the queuing for theology generally, because we like to think that theists can't provide good evidence for their beliefs. Oh, the spice begins, ladies.
Wishful thinking.
Well, I mean, and look, I think we have great conversations. I actually like it. I'm just saying that we did an entire podcast. Our last podcast was just, the subject was on my mind. James was like, where did that come from? Which was, I've met many theists at this point. Great conversations. Very few who have ever had God speak to them. Many who have spoken to God. Very few who God speaks back, especially on Dawa channels. And all we do is talk about deism. And look, I love our conversations there. And yet,
you love deism.
Catholics. Well, I love the actual deists are almost always our allies. So the problem I have is that
there are few and far between true
the fundamentalists know how silly their beliefs are, so they argue deism, and the deists know how silly the fundamentalists are, so they're on the side of atheists. That's generally how it goes, for better or for worse, and I'll take it because we all know how silly miracles are.
They are a little on the silly side, yeah.
And they'll say, well, that's how it's built. It's built into it. I mean, but God can do anything. Can't he, pronoun he? All right, calm down. We get it. He's got a big...
He's a he. He's got a really big... It's really big, Amy. He's got...
James, have you... And here, hold on.
Yeah.
It's bothering me. Hold on, let me do... All right, I removed half the problem. He's got a really big...
Now, if you just take two watermelons to the base of it, then...
Oh, my. Then we're starting to get somewhere. 15 feet.
And two watermelons.
Don't forget, Samus Fug says, don't forget the pantheists. That's right. No. So pagan.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that,
on
Jason.
one side, and then maybe just pantheists on another side, along with deists. I mean, these are all a lovely trifecta of theists who I all consider allies, and many atheists maybe would scoff at that. But even as an anti-theist myself, I realize that they are our allies. I don't know what
They're
because
closer to us than not.
exactly, because I mean Skylar Fiction is a deist, and
Is he calling himself a deist now? But
he's
last
been
time he was a pantheist. He was an agnostic.
is he a pantheist? Well,
We're saying pantheist.
he is a theist,
I
and
don't
he
know.
has been attacking Abrahamic religion day in, day out for
Years.
that's been his only that's been his consistency, because he was an atheist at one point. Now he's deist or pantheist or something. But if there is one thing he has been consistent on, it's that these Abrahamic religions, these old style religions,
They're bullshit.
are full of exactly. And you know what? I can appreciate that.
You see the poor experience that Jason had on Grindr, Amy?
Oh my, Jesus blocked me on ground. Jesus has been a naughty
Is that
boy.
how you met him for
It
your
is. It's
your
how I
yoga
met
lessons
him.
on Grindr?
I met him, for yoga on Grindr. But he could be a harsh master, if you know what I mean. You just got to get on your knees and start stretching. What were we talking about? We were saying thank you to all of our Patreons, to all of the people in chat, our mods who make this stream so great, and viewers like you who make this content even possible. We are about to open into both an open mic and an open channel membership. Maybe what we'll do is we'll do the opening statements, and then I'll send the link to queue people up as we talk about channel memberships and stuff. But
yes, Gizmo, we're gonna turn it on. We're gonna turn it.
he looks so happy. He looks so proud.
We're gonna turn it on. We're gonna turn it on. Don't worry.
And there's a lot of fun stuff. I can't help it. It's not just. We wanted to have stuff for you guys for helping us out. And so we have well, I'll get into it right now. We'll just do it now before the subject.
Do it live.
We'll do it live. Let's talk about channel membership, because we wanted to give special things back to our supporters.
Very special.
So it mirrors the Patreon, though the extra little boost in the channel membership comes with both emojis and membership badges. And there are 4 starting emojis.
We can get more as soon as we get some members. So.
Yes, and we might even have access to the 5th by now. I have to check. But I'm going to share stream. So we're going to be doing it live, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the channel monetization page on the studio.
Fuck us.
Now you can see we're going to be having our tiers over here, and they are similar to our Patreon page, but a little bit different. And with that, they also have a little bit but similar benefits. So we have our intern, our actor, our screenwriter, our editor, our cinematographer, and our director, all with their respective tiers. And I'll go in very quickly. Just so you can
tiers.
So each one comes with once you become a member, you're going to get access to 4 different emojis. And so our first one, woohoo!
The classic, Amy.
The classic. In fact, we'll start with the actor. We have the perks, our intern, name and description, and 1 AMA question. We will this month, ladies and gentlemen, the AMA show's going live. Channel members, Patreons, the channel members specifically will get their names in the description. That is the unique perk that you get with the little bit extra that you're paying as composed to Patreon. But you also get things like not only woohoo, but I think a favorite, not only what I think James W. and I think Oz will be very happy with. We have our James W. hashtag is a myth.
Is a myth. Jeebus is a myth.
That's right. And so, not only do we have that, but you get two of, I think, our new personal favorites. I can't help it. We've gotten a lot of good arguments, a lot of good argumentation. I'm going to take a sip
Always.
here. And so we want to showcase the best theist arguments.
The best of the best.
This is basically...
Sir, with honors.
With honors, empirically verified. We want you guys to know that a book says a thing. We don't know if you guys knew that, because once a book says a thing, I mean, it basically is true. And so as I scream at you that this basically proves that God's real.
You know, come to point out, Sunflower, we've never seen you smile either, because you hide behind that emoji almost as ruthlessly as Smokey Saint.
Oh my!
So when you come out and we can see you smile, then we'll entertain your comments like that.
Oh, I'm just sending so much love. We just want you to come on more. Scott Duke says, which takes out fewer fees, YouTube membership or Patreon? That is a good question. I will have to look how much does Patreon take out and how much YouTube takes out, respectively. To be continued, Scott Duke. Maybe I'll find that. We'll find it out live tonight. Because I do know each one takes out a chunk, and we want everyone to be able to get the benefit or tier that they like or think is supportive. I really do want to thank everybody out there. And our last but emoji. Look at the trees. Another hard-hitting philosophical argument that I feel, honestly, can be used anywhere. How many times have you not looked at the trees and you were just like, oh, the God of the Bible must be real? That clearly, 1 + 1 = God of the Bible. That should be our next emoji. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, woohoo is a myth. A book says a thing, and look at the trees. And then we'll go over... I just want to go over the loyalty badges, and then really quickly, because after that, it mirrors the Patreon tiers.
Totally unironic, yeah.
It actually is Chad argument unironic. Oh shit! Dropping the mic.
It got real.
It got real. Shit got real. But yes, also to talk about, we have loyalty badges once you become a member, and it's not just colored. We wanted specific evolving badges because, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, even in our membership, we wanted to trigger creation.
But Amy, they're irreduced complex.
I know, it's so complex. How could they evolve?
Irreduced complex.
Here it is, right there.
Have to be specific, designed by God.
Yeah, exactly. Have you seen a
all
flagellum?
Parts have to be there. The flagellar, all parts have to be there together, or it don't work.
Oh, I need a sperm blushie now.
Don't
But
even
yes,
think about it, Newman.
I have a breast blushie, so why not a sperm blushie? Right?
There you go. Okay.
Gotta be fair. I also have another crate coming because I organize all of these props, and because they're amassing.
They're probably taking over the house there.
Probably a little bit. And I'm going to separate into, I have small weapons, big weapons. And then miscellaneous. I'm going to separate miscellaneous into everything that has a face, and then
Uncle Beck out there. Hey, Uncle
and you
Beck.
may ask yourself, has a face? That's such a weird category. And then you're like, look at this boob. Look at this brain. Look at this. Look at the skull. Look at the snake. You start to realize, look at this ant. Like, look at the earth. You start to realize a lot of my props seem to have faces on them because, and
they do.
I will realize, and honestly, as much as a joke as it is, that's half the problem. What is it? Pareidolia and us anthropomorphizing objects, entities, natural laws. Those two things are what basically get us religion and most of the superstitious beliefs.
So I'm just gonna, like, 30 years from now, Amy's gonna be on an episode of Hoarders. They're gonna go in the house, and she's just gonna have these props like all over, just bins and bins and bins of these props, and like it's gonna be bad.
I'm not saying that it's. Oh, let me see if I can get it good. Oh, it's being blocked. Da 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 da. We have one.
Brian, say Brian. Yeah.
We have 2 crate. We have 3 crate.
Shane Billowitz. Hey, Shane.
What is up, Shane Billowitz? What is up, Uncle Beck? Brian Stevens. Mwah. We're wishing you a lovely night out, and we will try to keep you tucked in. Because we
Amy
don't care
will tuck you in at the girl dick level. Amy will actually go and tuck you in.
Speaking of which, maybe I'll save the emojis actually because I'm excited. We'll do the emojis. I'm actually just going to say, so not only that, but we have levels just like our Patreon. So perks, you get more questions depending on your levels. For our Ask Me Only, you start to get things like your name in the credits. You members specifically, and you have to look back and forth between the Patreon, what you like, the Patreon and the channel member. Sometimes one gets one at one level, one the other.
Now, if you want to be really frisky, you can sign up for both. I mean, if you really want to be that much of a badass,
I will say, that is the way to get. If you want all types of benefits, if you want your name in the channel description, because that's going to be a member-only benefit, but you want your name a little bit easier in the credits, that might be a little bit cheaper at the Patreon. But then if you also want the emojis and the badges, then you need membership as well. So you can do
We're going to layer them, so if you get both, you still get benefits. Something. Yeah, you get,
exactly.
You still
and
get
I will say, as much as I am doing all this stuff and we're hawking all this stuff, please never think that we are selling the invisible product, because God is not real. That is the difference. There are no seed donations. You help us, which helps the non-believer community.
You only pay if you like the content.
More content. Exactly. We hope we can get more fun conversations and props and better debates.
We did this for a year and a half before we got monetized, and our content will always be available for free. But for those who want support, who want to help us
out, you get things. If you like moderator, but I always say, be careful with that, because you always have to answer to our admins.
It can be revoked based on his recommendation.
We have had within the last month or so, we've had something like that happen.
People who have abused
because
they're given moderation to post links and they abuse it.
Well, we want moderators who are here to moderate and help. But we love all of our atheists and
help the chat. Make the live chat better.
Yes, exactly. And then I do make what this custom made video is. Well, I'll do two. So there's the name in the credits. name in shout outs our pre-shows. You guys have heard our pre-show shout outs like we were doing at the beginning. The name in the credits is at the end. But a personal talk skeptic to us. Talk skeptic to us is where we have that is our specific show for people who have expertise in a certain subject or just a bunch of knowledge. You don't have to have a degree. We like academics. In fact, it's actually one of our pride and joy that we have a bunch of academics seem to love to hang out in this channel. It tends to be the comedy
And we love
corner
it. We can't get enough of it.
of the academic podcast debate community. Yet, if you're just a lay person and you have street experience, we want that
Street
too.
cred.
Because really, there are people out there who learn stuff, learn some stuff, learn shit. Because it doesn't matter who you are, we just want to learn from you. And then finally, a custom-made video. I very proudly, okay, look, I have many fancy certificates of debt, and along with Gizmo, I specialize in in pre-production, production, and post-production. And if you're asking yourself, isn't that all three? And yes, the technical sides of all of those aspects, though. I can write a script. I can shoot the script, and then I can edit it. And so I would be honored to get skeptic videos, content between 30 seconds to a minute long of videos made out there. They're different than Talk Skeptic to Us, which is a long form content. These are like podcasts that you just do either live or recorded, and those should be coming out. We should be doing a bunch of those. And then
I'll say, if you don't want to be on the show, if you're at that level and you just want to suggest a topic for us to cover or a video, but you don't feel like coming on, that's fine. We'll take on your topic.
And in fact, if you would, just like James said, if you want to be a member or a patron, and you don't want a video to be on Talk Skeptic to Us, a name shout out pre-show, your name in the credits, to ask any questions for the AMA, or your name in the description, and to use any of the emojis or loyalty badges, and we just appreciate your support. Woo! Step $5. So Shane Billowitz, here you go. Buy yourself some turkey legs.
So we can get 2 turkey legs. We can throw them in pots of water, and then
we could understand.
We can test it.
Was she trying to explain the diversity of life, how the universe came to be, or both? Because I'll be honest, they confuse both all the time. They're like, well, if evolution is real, where did the universe came from? And you're like, honey, that's not even not even the right time frame. You are billions of years old.
The thing is, because their explanation is all encompassing. It solves everything, all their problems.
The model is fantastic.
We have separate fields of study to address each of these questions, and they don't depend on each other. They don't overlap. You could disprove the Big Bang tomorrow, and it wouldn't mean evolution didn't happen. You would still have to show that separately.
They really do not understand that evolution and the Big Bang have. I hate to use the word every time I hear literally, oh my god, but literally,
like Amy,
not at all.
If you don't have a universe, how can you have evolution in a universe? So you need the universe first. This is big brain arguments we're dealing with. So these are
big brain.
These are the cream of the intellectual crop of theism that we address.
Shane Billowitz. And all right, we'll also do the one last thing about channel membership, and then we're going to turn it on live. We're going to just do the whole thing and then open it up to the open mic. But I want to go over to loyalty badges. I want to show them because I think they're just
the badges
so freaking cool. Yeah, I did.
We don't need those stinking badges, right?
No stinking badges. And so you start out. We got this. We got our lovely little test tube right here. And these apply to months. So the longer you join, you start out, and then you naturally evolve the longer that you're a member. And then you become a flask. Oh my goddess, it is this fantastic little flask. And then you evolve into a microscope. Or a microscope, a magnifying glass. You evolve into a magnifying glass. I put the cart before the horse. And then you become a microscope. Oh my goddess. Dun 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 dun.
TP,
And then
TP for LPP.
and they're making a new one, you said. And then from that to a computer. Oh my goddess. And
I
love. They
remember
really are
having a monitor like that CRT monitor style. I remember having that like
the big ones. Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I had a 17 or 19-inch monitor like that. It was like 2.5 feet long in the.
Were you
in the back.
cool? And did you have like the white one with the teal tint at the top? Do you remember those?
I think it was all white. I don't know if it had teal on it.
Had like the teal, tried to make itself look futuristic, even though it wasn't.
Somebody I knew had a monitor, and the brand was Socos. We used to say it was so close to being a real monitor. So close. They came so close to being a real monitor, but it was a shitty monitor. It sucked.
Listen, you gotta do what you gotta do. And then last, you'll get your way up there, and you will build a spaceship.
Or a rocket ship.
A rocket ship.
As Taylor pointed out, a single cell is more complicated than a rocket ship, which is a recycled Ken Hovind talking point when he used to say space shuttle. Of course, the space shuttles, half of them blew up. They were so complicated.
We had to evolve our way there.
Wrong. So many things could go wrong with so many things, such a complicated machine like a space shuttle.
And all right, with that, we are going to open it up. I'm going to start getting the open mic ready, and we'll also do this live. So I will throw the StreamYards into chat. We're still going to wait a second, though, while we do these. I'll send it out in there. But announce your membership. Da, 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 da. Done. We are done. Woo! Thank you out there, Internetosphere. You just helped us do it live. And all right, post welcome 2 new members. Create community post. And I am going. We're gonna just go. I'll do a better one after this, but I'm just going to say hello world because as a programmer, I feel, if anyone who has gone through a basic coding class will know this is one of the sets of early words that went out there, and it's what everyone sends out in their first program. And so,
hello world, yeah.
Without further ado, a shmoo.
Adieu.
A doof.
So while you are waiting to sign up for that, remember it's the 11th now, the 18th. I have a debate with Nephilim Free on Standing for Truth on dinosaur-human coexistence. Mark Reed has a debate 2 days later on the 20th with T-Rock on Evidence for God. And Atheist Jr. has a debate on 2 days later on the 22nd with Ken Hovind. An epic rematch. Atheist Jr. Ken Hovind. I don't know. I wouldn't want to be the guy who missed that debate. That would be an amazing debate. Nobody knows Ken Hovind better than AJ. Nobody.
Oh, he is the Hovind whisperer. I feel like my accent gave out way at the end of Hovind whisperer. There we go.
And on the 28th, I actually have a debate too, also on the floor, on Standing for Truth against T-Rock, who Mark is debating a week before that. So Mark will soften him up for me, and I'll just clean up on the
Tenderize them.
flood on the 28th. Yep.
And all right, with that, we are going to turn on channel memberships. I do want to thank all of you once again for making this possible for
Neffy
us.
is still here.
And we are only going to send that love right back to you. Woo-hoo! And there we go. I do believe that
we're ready.
We're ready. We're Freddy. I'm going to go try it. Or at least I'm going to go refreshy.
Freshy?
Yes.
TP for LPP.
I think it says join. It says join. It is possible, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! For anyone out there to become a member. We did it live. And it is possible because of you. And I want to just send once again, we saw, I should have read it later on. We should have a thing. We got our first, we've had super chats. We got our first super thanks, which was you can actually give thanks after an episode. And so
it's a new feature. Yeah, it hasn't been around that long. It's not used very much yet, but as time goes on, I'm sure it will be.
And,
I don't think most people know about it.
I may either clip this episode, the certain part for the membership to explain it, or I may even do another premiere episode just on it. But yeah, I want to thank once again our Patreons, our soon-to-be, hopefully, Sending Love channel memberships, the Twitch affiliates, our subscribers, and just our viewers. And so I think that's as much shill celebrating as we could squeeze.
Regos just signed up. Regos, the first one.
Ladies and gentlemen, sending so much love to our first channel member. Sending love to Regos. Woohoo! Welcome on board.
Welcome aboard.
Woohoo! I am honestly so happy and couldn't have done it without you guys and gals. Sending so much love to you, Regos. You really have been a giant supporter.
He's been a supporter from almost the beginning for a long time.
Exactly. And it looks so cool to have that vial next to your name. I am so happy with how that turned out. And so I am sending love to all of you out there, and I think we are just going to. Oh, I almost forgot before we crack open. Yeah. What emotes that was that? It was the emotes that did it for me. Woohoo! That is so cute. And we're gonna add. I actually have a sending love emote that's already done. We just need to upload it. And so
all of them.
Just know that if you are a member, you are going to get not only those emojis, but all future emojis. That just comes with the plan. Because we're gonna get a lot more. They're kind of interesting. Because the fact that I know I can get them. Jane Billowitz, woohoo! Welcome on board. Woohoo! It is an honor. Another amazing non-believer. You should be looking at a freaking Shane's channel as well.
Shane. Look at the fucking trees. I know
he's sending a woohoo is a myth. Look at the trees. We also, I'm gonna start doing polls. I want to know on what you guys think, because another round of emojis that I would like to send is like a bunch of atheist and theist, like a Mr. Batman, a Darth Dawkins, as well as maybe, who knows, maybe get some atheist all-stars on there. Well, that'd be funny. Atheist All-Stars, Kent Hovind. Oh my God. Would that not be funny
Atheist Junior, Dr. Dan.
Press release, Like, well, AJ has such a good debate with him that Ken Hovind just has to have a press release. I'm sorry. Look, listen. I've been making a lot of money doing this, and I grew a conscience overnight, and I can't do it anymore. Evolution is true. The Earth is 4.5 billion years old, and dinosaurs.
Yeah, I can't
they're
imagine
not that much of an adventure. So, what can I? Oh, yes, there was a StreamYard link. There are people lined up. I'm sending it back in there. I almost forgot. I can't help it. I am going to give my little bit of a spiel, but it's super short. So before we go into the open mic, a 1,000 subscriber party. Woohoo! That's right, because without our subscribers and our viewers, none of this would be possible. And it's crazy because I remember James and myself streaming out into a metaphorical void. It was just us talking to each other over the internet. However, slowly but surely, one or two of you came by, then stuck around for some fun. We began to grow a band of misfits until we had the skeptic and ranting community that we have today. I'd also like to give a few subject shout outs, namely to science, comedy, and us dunking on religion, because that is the guiding light of this channel. Not religious beliefs specifically, but ragging on superstitious belief systems. Religion just being the number one in town. Thus, I would say truth would be what we seek the most. That's all we care about. So when we say 1,000 subscriber celebration, woo-hoo-hoo, we hope you find these conversations that we have humorous, informing, and a little bit irreverent. We aim to keep having more of them, and we could have only done so with Hugh on board with us. Stay skeptical, all. Thank you, and we will see you on many, many more skeptical adventures. And all right, we're about to, oh my god, I have to actually, in between sending love to a hairy penis, praise God, it's so, he was so hairy and helping us out. Becoming a channel membership, sending so much love. Sending love, Harry. It's lovely to have you on board. And
Scott Duke,
$10 from Scott
1,000
Duke.
pennies.
1,000 pennies for your 1,000 1,000 members milestone. Woo-hoo! I was just learning a trick the other day, which was 1,000. It has you have 10 zeros. Well, which I believe, if I'm doing it correctly, I'm trying to remember if it's 10 zeros proceed here with the one number. But if you're comparing $6,000 to 4.5 billion, it's sometimes hard. But how much money do you have? It could be if someone tells you you have $6.000, or you could have 4.5 0.000000000 in your bank account. Which number would you go with? Because scientists are giving one, and the guy at the end of the bar is going with the other.
Why have billions when you could have thousands?
You could have thousands. I know.
We
But
got
also, big love to Pat Lowinger. Woohoo! Oh my God, it's so much love to having. It is an honor.
Thank you,
having
Pat.
You on
Welcome
board
aboard.
with us, Pat. Woohoo!
And also James Wolf too.
And James Wolf. Woohoo! Sending so much love, James Wolf.
Or as
And did we,
Georgia from Answers in Genesis likes to say,
sure, double shout out for James. Also, because I think we were shouting. I don't even remember, but we do many late night podcasts, and this is James Wolf reminding you that you should join us at our midnight rantings and our open mics.
Thanks,
Woo-hoo!
James.
And I'm sorry, James, you were also about to say something.
Oh, Answers in Genesis calls it James Wolf.
Wolf.
The wolf that got off Noah's Ark.
Oh, hold on. Oh, this is why.
The vegetarian wolf got off the ark and then it became a meat eater, but it was a vegetarian before that.
Was a vegetarian. But then, I don't know if you know this. This is another scientific fact, but it rained like super hard. And once it rains, you kind
of a lot of rain, like not just a lot of rain, but like a lot of rain.
It was a lot, exactly. If it was a little bit of rain, I feel like they would have stayed a vegetarian.
It kept raining and raining,
but once you get this much rain, I feel like you have to become you have to become a carnivore. At that point, you have to give up eating plants. But yes, thank you so much out there.
James Wolf, Pat, Harry, and
Scott Duke, all of you guys sending so much. I'm going to hand it over to James, and then we are handing it over to the open mic. James W., what is up? We are celebrating 1,000 subscribers.
1,000 subs. So I'm not going to talk for a long time because we have a lot of people back there we want to get on. But we just want to say thanks to you guys. We love you guys, and your support has meant so much to us. Yeah, like Amy said, we started off first trying to figure out how to get our stream to go live, having to Google tutorials and we really did start from scratch, and that was about a year and a half ago. And here we are today. We're over 1,000 subscribers. We're just chugging right along, and we love you guys. So we look forward to putting out lots more great shows and content and videos, and just pile driving this lie of religion into the pavement where it needs to be, because it deserves it. It's the biggest lie out there. It's the biggest superstition. We're devoted to just taking it on until it goes away, which will probably be not in our lifetime. So we're going to stay pretty busy. Right, Amy?
That's right. We're going to be making a lot of hamburgers.
Yeah.
But hey, we can. Yeah. I think we
got a lot of work to do.
Take serious dents at it.
That we are.
We definitely happening already. But all right, thank you so very much, James. And with that, we have Oh, Gizok. He is such a cutie pie. I've never seen a cat smile so much. He's so adorable. We are got English backstage. You can hear it from my mouth. We have Mark Reed. We have Bird. We have Beamsy. We have Scott Duke. We have the Lincoln stage. If you'd like to come on and chat with us and really talk about the celebration or theology, science, any of the spicy topics that we like to talk about, come on, let's have a good conversation.
It's a party.
Exactly.
Why don't we just bring everybody on at the same time?
Oh, you think so? Want to just bring everyone on? Okay.
Yeah, why don't we just bring everybody on? It's an informal stream. It's kind of a party.
Okay. So with that then, we are going to bring on we have a bunch. We'll just transition it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going into open mic, ladies and gentlemen, and we're doing it super cash. We are having our 100 subscribe party, and we are Skeptic.
1,000 subscribers.
What did I say? 100? That's so funny.
Yeah.
We are doing our 1,000 subscriber party. We are Skeptic and Ranting. Woo-hoo. Give me 1 second, everybody. There we go. I found the glove that fits. But welcome everyone to the Skeptic. I'm gonna mute everyone, and you're gonna have to unmute yourself. That's it. But you can unmute yourself. I'm not doing it too. But welcome everyone to our Skeptic and Ranting 1,000 subscriber party.
I would like to say,
Skeptic and Ranting.
In the words of the great Amy Newman, woohoo, woohoo,
woo, fucking who,
woohoo. You know, I sleep so much better knowing that you guys are at work while I'm sleeping during the night. And just knowing that atheism has somebody standing up.
We're out here. We're out there countering these lies and this stupidity.
All sorts of arguments for and against this and that. It's just good to know you're out there.
Ooh, well, thank you. It's good to be out there debunking religion. It is honestly cathartic and all superstitious belief, because it used to be when we weren't doing videos, it felt like we were just screaming at random people. Now it feels like we're screaming at random people for many people, and it feels way better.
Definitely.
Congratulations.
More productive.
It's so awesome. It's really good to be here. And can I just say that awesome people that have joined us, like everybody that's awesome is here. It's fantastic.
That's right. I'm
Everybody
here. Thank
we've
you.
gotten to know.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Bird
Yep.
specifically.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, mate. Anytime.
Oh, congratulations as well from this side of the pond.
Simos.
Yes, it's always been a very early rising for us, but it's well worth catching you early in the morning because, as they say, the early bird catches the worm. Even if it is on
evening for me, late or early in the morning for me. What time is it where you are, Samus?
7:30.
Yeah, I'm too tired to do that kind of math. It's too advanced for 1 a.m. or 1:20 a.m.
Nice to see you, Scott. And I noticed you got a new hat for the occasion.
I did. It just so happens this is actually an old style hat that I never took out of the wrapper. I used to wear an olive hat all the time, but it got just too dirty and wasted and everything, and so I ordered a new one. But for whatever reason, never opened it. So this is a brand new hat on my head, and it just so happens that it's also the 1,000 subscriber mark.
Great.
Well, there for God. There you go.
That's I tip my hat.
That proves God.
Proves God. Undeniable.
Hey, we've got a sports commentator.
I mean, if we're just gonna start wearing hats,
I would, but I don't have my wig.
Got our hats.
I like your colors. I mean, I've always liked the Dolphins' colors. This is my opinion on sports, but
hey,
Yo, go sport. Go sports.
Yes.
Anywhere you
Local
can go to
sports
eat
team.
food and get drunk, I support. It's just if you want me to care about which one hits the ball,
She's
That's
just
right.
looking at the
You're
guys
never-
out there.
You're
She's
never
just
wearing
looking
the
at the
wrong
guys
hat
out
for the
there.
wrong occasion.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I usually cheer the ball. That way I usually win.
I like balls.
You're more of
I
a.
normally-
I like the balls.
I cheer whichever
Well,
guy has the tighter
you
pants
do
on.
that.
Oh,
Bird's in charge of the balls.
Amy, I would like to say something real quick, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, Bert.
Absolutely.
You know, this month is Pride Month, obviously. I myself am not gay or what have you, but it's okay.
I forgive
I would
you.
like to say I am against trans people, though. My mind has been changed recently, and it's kind of weird to even say that out loud, but I just don't think they're good people, you know?
And you recently have found the Bible, I assume?
No, I just, trans people to me, they're kind of dirty. I don't know. They don't seem to have their life together. Oh, what's that? Transient people. Excuse me. I was thinking of
Gotcha. Transient people. No, it's
Sorry.
There you go, Bird.
I figured that would get someone mad at me.
This is the guy who
We were all
became
waiting.
a vegetarian after Noah's Ark. So
That's
he
true.
saw it.
That is true.
We were just waiting for the punchline.
exactly.
Yeah.
If you were a carnivorous bird, I would have gotten very angry. But I knew as a vegan bird that there was eventually you were getting us somewhere.
That's
I thought you were talking about Transformers.
yeah. That's a good one too.
Whoa.
Hold on 1 second, James.
You are frozen.
We're gonna wait. You might want to turn your picture off, and that just sometimes that helps for whatever reason.
I think it's that hat that he's wearing. He got scared.
Yeah.
So, Simon, I didn't go on too long about my hat, did I? I noticed that. See, I love talking about fedoras and hats and things, and I was
It's the
thinking
most
maybe
atheist
nobody
thing
wants
I've
to hear
ever
about
heard.
my history of olive drab.
Well, I mean, it's noticeable that it's not.
Drab.
It's noticeable it's not fire engine red. That's
Yeah,
all
well,
I'm saying. I like the fire engine red hat, I have to say. I think it's very distinguishing.
You mean this one?
This is the one. This is
Oh,
distinguished.
my.
You know, this reminds me of Mark Twain for some reason.
I saw a fedora, that was kind of shaped like this. That was solid red.
Mhm.
I would have to get some sort of hat band for it not to be too.
Yes.
I just want to know where in
Obnoxious.
San Diego I could find you. Where in the world is Scott Duke?
Carmen,
That's what I
San
need to
Diego.
know. That's what I need to know right now.
That is
Yeah.
a hot hat. That is awesome. I love it.
Yeah, it's
we
beautiful.
have.
I-
our-
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like the hats. I like the hats. I think they suit you, sir. You have a head for hats, and
For years, I wouldn't wear hats because I have like an 8.5 size hat, which translates to like between 25 and 26
Oh
inches.
my! So we have two. I'm excited. We got 2 pallets of spice. We're going to add in, and you know what? James
Okay.
basically just said we're not really even doing intros. So I'm just gonna add them in. We're gonna say hello to Sunflower, and then we're gonna say hello to the preacher. Welcome on board, guys.
hey,
Harry. It's Harry.
one of the longest debates I've been privileged to witness
I think
without
he has-
actually saying anything.
I think
I
he
beat it on my
has
own channel.
the record for the longest podcast on our channel.
I
I'm
do.
trying to
There you
think.
go.
I do. I beat it. I beat it on my own.
Dubious honor right there. How are you, Perry? Are you feeling well? Are you feeling good?
I'm perfect, man.
Okay.
I just want to say congratulations, Amy, on the 1,000 subs. I know nowadays it's not easy to get
Thank
to.
you so very much. Hey, it was a trek. Every sub you kind of it feels like you fight for. But we love all your stuff. In fact, I feel honored to have you guys and gals, and we're gonna add in. What's so funny is that I see that. That's what I love about this channel. I see their name and I don't even know if it's sarcasm. We're gonna add in Jesus loves you.
Oh wow!
Welcome,
That
Jesus
should be
loves
good.
you. I love my yoga teacher too. Jesus is
Yeah. Hey, so is his a good friend?
Oh, he's gone.
Of
Damn
course
it!
he is.
I need to
Quick
pay
as
for
that.
Apparently, Jesus
another
no longer
appointment.
loves us. He's out of
Well,
here.
either that or he suffers from premature ejaculation.
Oh, hello. Busting
Craig
nuts.
How have you
Oh
been,
yes,
Amy?
the one-liners are my specialty.
Nice.
So speaking of which, if you do have a one-liner, if you're not on the panel but you're just out in chat, and you want yours read on screen or at least shown on screen, help James W. or myself, Amy Newman, by tagging me or myself by tagging me at Amy Newman. Anyway, we are having our 1,000 subscriber party.
So did
Okay,
you
I'm
have
the only person on cam without a hat, and I'm starting to feel very, very left out. So
You're feeling hatless.
I am. I'm feeling hatless,
but you're bald. That's kind of that's. I mean,
yeah, but that's less of a hat. Like
well,
you know,
it's more of a. It's actually more of a style. I mean, there's a hat, and then there's nothing at all, and I think you're wearing it well. You have a very nice, smooth and.
I don't want to stereotype you, but maybe you could just put a thong underneath your headphones.
Hello.
An Australian thong, yes.
Oh yes, an Australian thong, of course.
Yeah.
So, Amy, I was wondering, did you see Atheist Junior's information that he put in side chat about fees and stuff?
Maybe.
Yeah, that was. I didn't know that.
You are continuing with Patreons, right?
Oh, about which one takes out more?
Yeah, I'm just wondering.
Yes, no, I do need to figure that out.
Yeah, because obviously for me, I would want to give through the avenue that gives you the most money and where they don't take as much. So
see, I wonder
more bang for your buck. Because
PayPal.
Like I didn't really like when I gave you the super chat, I only ended up giving you 500 pennies for real, right? Isn't that how it works? So okay.
I think so. It looks like so. Patreon takes between 5 to 12% is what
PayPal
says.
How much does PayPal take?
They charge like 95 cents for the transaction.
Oh, okay.
You send it as a friend, but that's, I don't know. We got people that sometimes pitch in for Bibles, and that's how I do it. I do it through PayPal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it seems like YouTube membership takes 30%. Looks like Patreon actually takes a little less. If I'm seeing that correctly, TOS gods, I still love you. Don't hate me.
Yeah, I was saying to AJ, is he allowed to discuss that thing, or does like Jeff Bezos hunt you down whenever you discuss the what YouTube takes from your bank account?
Used to be the CIA and FBI were watching. Now it's Amazon and Google.
It's Beavis.
Well, they just pass along the info.
Pass it along.
There's no privacy. Doesn't exist.
We got the preacher up in here. Hey, preacher, good to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Old Perry.
At the risk of making.
What?
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No. What were you gonna say?
Well, I was just going to make a joke and just say, at the risk of making a bad joke, in fact, I pledge you at least 5,000.
Oof. That's a bad joke.
Yeah.
That's so bogus.
Oh, thank you. See, I like this. This is a black and white version of the red and white version that Norm Macdonald would wear.
Why you gotta be racist? What if it's not black? What if it identifies as blue?
All right. Yeah, that was a worse joke than
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that fedora.
I don't think non-sentient things can really identify as anything.
And colors are wavelengths. I will say.
They
So
are.
there is an actual empirical basis behind it.
Yeah, there's a sound wave
I
to
love
it.
you. I love you.
The fedora, the guy with the fedora, dude,
was a demon.
phenomenal.
Scott Duke?
My life. I saw him in
Yeah,
hell.
my name's
Okay,
Scott.
back, he's got
Okay,
a
Scott,
red
I'm-
fedora.
And
on.
so, Holy Redemption, I am glad that your life is no longer messed up. I'm glad that like things got under control and shit. But it was you. It wasn't God.
Exactly. Thank you, Amy.
You
Good
did
job.
the hard lift.
Yeah, good job.
I think
That's
Holy
the most real.
Holy
You know what?
Redemption is probably Peter trolling us all.
Out of
'cause-
Probably. I
Out
think
out
it
of
is. Yeah.
That's
every
quite a
Yeah.
possibility, Mark.
look,
That is
let me
quite a
ask you guys a
possibility.
every
question.
single atheist channel that I've ever found or ever been on, that is the most real shit anybody said. That is so the
Oh,
truth.
thank you.
You have no idea how true that is. All these people running around saying God took this for me and God took that for me and God did that. It's bullshit. They're all lying.
No, the devil. They're saying the devil did it.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
devil.
it's kind of twisted and backwards when
I'll take
somebody
it either way.
says, "God help me through this,"
Mm.
and it's a bad thing to say. No, it was you all along. You know,
It's not a bad thing. It's the
that's just
truth. That's the truth.
Yeah, no, it's the truth.
That
but,
is the truth.
But
And
they
I'm a
take it
preacher.
as a
I'm
bad
the
thing.
I'm like,
And it's like
truth.
bottom world, whatever that is on Stranger Things. There's the real world and there's
The upside
If
down.
somebody
down
quits
world.
drinking, it's because they quit. Now they might say, "Oh, God did this and God did that," but it had nothing to do with God. They're just
Much like Will Stewart
trying to
used
give
to
him
come
credit.
on
And I agree
and
there.
say what a bad person he was before
Yeah,
he
I
became
agree.
a Christian and everything. And I said, whatever changes you made, that you found that strength inside you.
Yeah.
You're just giving an imaginary deity the credit for it, but
Well, you can call him
We got any
imaginary. They're giving him.
determinants
They're trying to give him the credit. But
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
So you
All
may
right,
disagree with that,
Hey,
right?
let me ask you guys a question. Have you guys ever heard the concept that people that say, "Oh, I'm not going to vote because I don't like either candidate"? Have you ever heard that people often say that that's a very privileged position to have? The idea that, like, because there's no real necessity that you can just kind of say, "I don't like either candidate. I'm just
Your
not." Gonna
vote
vote."
doesn't matter
that.
anyway.
So I've got two thoughts on that, Sunflower. That yes, that is sort of. I think personally, I just believe that sort of neglecting a civic duty that you have as a citizen of a country. I think that you really should vote. However, there are systems that we can implement that don't have that problem, like preferential systems or sort of numbered systems that cast your vote for whoever you want, and then you get your preference down the line.
Oh yeah,
So
but
there's ways you
no,
can
that's
get
a fair response. What I'm more getting at is, I could also use veganism, right? Some people say, oh yeah, like the veganism is sort of a very privileged thing because they sort of say, oh, like this is so easy, and then you can kind of bring up like, well, what if not only can I not afford it, but I have like family, I have a more impoverished family. Let's say they come from Mexico, and all of their family traditions and recipes and cultures are rooted in, let's say, animal products. And so the idea that like someone walking over from their ivory tower just says, you don't need any of that stuff. You like just drop, like it's a privileged position.
Vegetables are cheaper.
If you starve a vegan for like 9 days,
vegetables are cheaper than
they'll
meat.
eat meat.
Okay, great. So like let me so where I'm going
meat
with this.
Gets fed vegetables.
Yeah, so I don't want to waste time, but here's where
in a roundabout way you're eating vegetables. Is that what you're trying to say?
But here's what I'm getting at. Is like, have you
Well,
guys
it's cheaper to get the vegetables than give it to an animal and then eat the animal.
That is true, but the end result of some health foods that are vegan are then more expensive. So
oh yeah, no, you can pay through the nose for a
the
brand.
reality is we could not
That's
support
capitalism.
the entire
No,
world.
that's not.
Yeah.
Okay, so
we couldn't support the population of the world just on veganism right now.
Right.
It wouldn't work.
So just to wrap that up, where I was going with that is, have you guys ever framed that same concept in the religious question? Have you ever thought maybe that it's almost a very privileged position to sort of be like, well, I've had so much free time to sort of sit on my computer and engage in, internet debates. I've come to the conclusion that God doesn't exist and I don't need God. And now imagine a person
When have you
like
debated?
either the impoverished, immigrant from Mexico that has borderline no education, or the person that doesn't really have an option that they could just say, I don't like either candidate. They're kind of compelled by necessity to vote for the candidate that will most likely ensure their ability to survive. And imagine just sort of like folding your arms, being like, that whole God thing that is an integral part of your identity. That's just a stupid, silly sky daddy thing. Just drop it.
Your vote doesn't matter anyway.
Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah, I've
That's
thought
my
about
question.
it, and I became an atheist at 7 because I
So you
wasn't.
guys are you guys are all atheists.
Because
So
hang on,
Try to
hang on,
refrain
hang
from
on.
the knee-jerk
Hang
response
on,
and
hang
actually
on.
think about the
I want to
question.
respond
Because-
to Sunflower.
Thank you.
I became an atheist at 7 because I wasn't indoctrinated, and I was
No one cares
allowed
about your life
to
story.
come-
Answer the question. Thanks.
Hey, quit
At
being an
7,
asshole.
I
Absolutely
became
rude, mate.
an atheist at 7. It was nothing to do with sitting around on the computer, debating it, or coming to a reason. The standard default position is that we don't believe in God unless we're indoctrinated.
You're not
Well, you
addressing my
still
question
make
at
that
all.
choice, though.
You're invoking an anecdote that doesn't even apply to my question at all.
But
Oh
you
my
still had to
God.
choose.
Sunflower, I just
I'm
want to.
asking about poor people where it's part of their
Say
identity.
this,
They don't have the
Sunflower.
option.
I did want to talk after Simos.
Sure, go ahead. Yes, thank you, Mark. Yeah.
Firstly, I'm not sort of saying, hey, those people in other countries, they believe this, therefore I'm going to, say they don't have a right to. People have the right to believe whatever they want. It's when they start presenting knowledge claims that they know this for a fact that we start to have problems and issues with the way that they're presenting it, because they're saying, hey, I know this is fact and you should believe it as well.
Exactly.
So like Simos,
So there's no mocking of a sky daddy involved at all.
No time when I was growing up that I was a theist. I was raised in a secular household. I wasn't ever a theist, and that is just what I am. I have not been presented with anything to make me think that a God claim is true, and that's all there is to
Fine.
it.
So you
Can
fully
I ask you a
disavow
question, though?
mocking a quote unquote sky daddy.
I think that jokes are always acceptable because atheists get mocked as well, and we go, oh well.
Again, this is a very first world approach to what to other people is.
What does that matter?
It's a non-negotiable. What does that matter?
What does that matter?
The poor people that don't have the luxury of just one day waking up and saying, "Oh, God is silly."
Is that
their
you?
entire identity?
The poor people.
No, the
poor people want to think their life has meaning because there's a God out there, and when they
rich
go to
people
heaven,
want to think their life
better.
has meaning too.
Wait a second. You guys are giving me fragmented.
The truth is, nobody's life means anything.
But you guys are giving me very fragmented responses. I'm talking about a person whose identity is so deeply entrenched in this God belief.
Sure.
They have no. Let's say they have a second grade education. Let's say they can't write or read. Okay.
We're not worried about them.
And they're welcome to that.
This is billions of people. What do you mean you're not worried? You're not worried about
We are
billions
not
of
worried
people?
about them.
Dude.
What do you mean?
Did you not hear what Mark said?
When can I ask you a question? When was the last time
You're
you
not
met somebody
worried
that
about
can't
them?
read or write?
No.
Wait, you're not worried about them?
Okay,
No,
Sunflower.
I had to
When was
say
the
it
last
again.
time you met
No.
somebody that can't read or write in their own language?
Do you know how
So
many
I
people
wanna
can't read or write
clarify.
in America?
Fucking
How
Christ.
fucking
Sunflower,
you are
calm down.
proving
I
how
just
out
want
of
to
touch you
clarify.
are.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
Sunflower, calm down. I just want to clarify that we're not worried about them believing what they want to believe. As I said, the problem comes when they start to state things as fact and expecting, changing laws or saying, I should believe it as well. That's when the problems come. It isn't them believing what they want to believe about a God or what's after death or all of these things. It doesn't worry me.
Okay,
And that's what
I understand your point, Mark.
Concern.
But
Can I
wait a
ask
second.
Say,
No, I know.
hey,
I need to.
change the law so you can't have abortions, or you're going to have fair in schools, or we're going to affect this secular society with what we believe. That's
abortion
the
is
Okay,
great.
fine. But let me respond before Flex Tape cuts me off. Flex Tape was the guy that said we don't care about them, right? Just so I'm responding
Correct.
to the right person.
That's what I said.
Okay, now let me read you something.
Greenberg.
Let me just read you something really quick. According to the U.S. Department of Education, 54% of U.S. adults 16 to 74 years old, about 130 million people, lack proficiency in literacy, reading,
Lack
below the
proficiency,
equivalent,
but they can
below
still read
it,
and
below
write.
the equivalent of a
Let's
sixth grade
unveil
level,
it, Rich.
below
Let's-
the equivalent of a sixth grade
So?
level. This is
So
in
what?
America we're talking about. Have you
Yeah.
now think about the actual countries.
Dude, it's been that way for thousands of years. Who cares?
Stop. No. What?
Well,
Yeah.
America hasn't existed for thousands of years.
Right,
What are you
humanity
saying?
has, though, and it's been that way with humanity in itself in general for thousands of years. That
No,
there's
literacy
always
has
that
rapidly
bunch
increased
that
very recently.
don't
Now
care
you're
about
just
reading and writing.
you're not making any sense.
You're
Better
not.
now
Yes,
than it has
Unveil, I
been
think
for quite
that-
some time.
Don't defend this guy. It'll make you guys look bad if you defend this insane stuff.
But
This
you're
guy's
trying to
saying
be
right
like
now.
superhero
We're
over
all-
here, caring about
No,
the poor
no,
people.
we're
But if
all
you really
giving
care
our
about the
own
poor people, what have you done for
opinions,
them
You're
lately?
catastrophically uninformed, and you're
That's
coming off as
funny.
extremely bigoted against.
That's a
really
good question.
Guys, let's settle it down just a bit, and I want to let Perry say what he's trying to say. Because
Well,
he's
I
trying to
had a couple things because the first thing I wanted to ask if everybody,
Quote,
if
we don't
everybody on
care
this
about
panel,
them.
is
sunflower.
everybody, if
We
everybody
don't
on this-
care
I didn't say
about
that.
them.
But is everybody on this panel? Everybody on here is atheist? Yeah.
No,
Well,
not
I am.
me.
I don't know. I don't think so.
No, I'm not. I'm a
You're
Christian.
not.
Yeah.
Oh, you think you're Christian? Okay. So my
think
question
I'm
for everybody,
Christian? What kind of
and
remark
to
is
help,
that?
I want to help the atheists. I want to help the atheists because
You don't have to
nothing
help us, Christian.
Nothing does my heart better than to filter through bullshit and bullshit people. Nothing makes me happier than to do
You
that.
said you don't care
So-
about poor people.
I never
No,
said that.
that was
That was
me.
actually somebody
Verbatim.
else that said that.
That was me.
Big screen bird.
That was somebody else.
Oh, sorry,
So-
sorry.
So
I-
for everybody that's
forgive
on
me.
here, for the atheists that are on here, I want to help you in filtering through bullshit with fake Christians. I have a question for you guys, and I know you don't believe in God, and I understand that, and that's why I'm asking you this question, because I know that your answer is going to be truth, and the truth is, well, not the truth. The question is, should real repentance need to be repeated?
I'm not sure what you mean by real repentance.
If somebody claims that they believe in God and they say they've repented from all their sins and they've done all this, right? If they've really repented, should the repentance need to be repeated? If
I
they've
don't know,
truly
because-
repented.
I don't know because I
According
don't
to the Bible, no.
sins. Like
Bingo.
what is a sin?
According
I
to
don't-
the Bible, the answer is no.
Bingo. Okay, no, that's perfect. That's actually the answer. The answer is no.
Right.
True repentance should not need to be repeated. So if somebody keeps repenting, then did they ever truly repent to begin with?
Correct. I see what you're saying.
Right. So
Okay,
no,
according to
that
the
is a
Bible,
question.
biblically
I'm
speaking.
actually in reality, I'm just giving this question to Amy so that she can ask her future guests that claim to believe in God. You ask them the real question when they say, "Oh, I believe in Jesus," and I'm like this guy. He said he's a Christian. So you got to ask them: should if somebody truly repents, does true repentance need to be repeated? And the answer is no. So when you got somebody that claims to be a Christian and then they do that sin, repent, repeat bullshit, it's bullshit.
Well, just for
Why
the
are you
record,
assuming
I
I'm
can't
part of this
tell.
sin, repent,
Well, I
repeat
think
bullshit? I'm just like,
I
how
can't
did you
tell
end up
real-
lopping me into that category? I'm just curious.
Lumping you into that category?
Yeah, because the first thing you said was.
Well, can I ask you a
think-
question?
No. Hold on. Hold
Okay.
on. You said you think you're a Christian, and then you went on that little rant. Correct me if I'm wrong. The impression I got was that you're putting me in that category that you just condemned.
Okay, well, I'm not condemning you, actually. Let me ask you a question.
Are you putting me in that category though?
Not necessarily, but let me ask you one question. One
That's
really
all.
simple
That's all I
question.
needed. That's all I need to hear.
It's a simple yes or no. Do you still sin?
That's all I needed to hear. I just wanted to know if you were putting me in the category or not.
Do you still sin?
I'm not doing personal one-on-one interrogative interviews.
Okay,
about
so
faith.
let me ask you a question then. Let me ask you the same question I just asked everybody else.
How rich
Should
is that?
real repentance, should true repentance need to be repeated?
It's a good question. Yeah, I'm not willing
You're not going to
invoke
answer it. You're just going to run from it.
Well, I'm not
You're
going
gonna
to
run
invoke
from
it. I'm
So
not
then I
willing
was
to-
right.
May I
No,
interject
not at
something
all.
here?
No, you weren't right. I'm not like.
All right,
Oh,
let's,
well,
wait,
the next
uh,
time you sin, you put me right.
let's let Scott get
Request
in.
permission to interject.
Yeah, go ahead, Scott.
I think under Judaism, the idea of repentance was a continual thing. Like it wasn't the idea wasn't that you repent of your sins and you will never end up doing that again. It's every year you had sacrifices you made, and that
Sacrifice.
symbolized.
Under Christianity, though, those sacrifices are done away, so you don't have that.
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah, but I'm saying repentance in general I guess it depends on your theology.
True repentance should
Sure,
never
I
need
agree with that.
repeating.
Yeah,
Even
it shouldn't be
under
true, though,
even
should it?
under the Levitical law, it should have not needed repeating.
And can I just
Even
point
Well,
out being?
that's
Can I just
a
can I just point out being?
theological
Can
perspective.
I just point out being English that the word repentance, right, seems to imply that it's already been done before.
Well,
Otherwise,
you're
you
just
wouldn't
going
be
by the first
you
two
wouldn't be
letters,
redoing it,
re,
would you?
and then pentance. I mean,
See,
re and
just a
pentance.
grammar point, it's just an etymological point.
Oh, I see what you mean with the RE.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, it's not
But
well
that's
defined. In other words,
repentance. It would have to be re.
not
It would have to
not
be
well
because
defined.
you'd be turning from something that you have done. So to repent from it would make sense, but true repentance should still only be once.
Yeah, I think it comes from penitence, but anyway, don't worry about that.
It does. But to repent is to turn from something you've already done, so it has to have that re.
Sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, we were on indoctrination. That was my point. Mark, were you going to say something about that?
Yeah, I think that from people that have never been in sort of indoctrinated, and I know that indoctrination, it has a sort of pejorative air to it, right? It's like, oh, you're indoctrinated. It didn't used to be used that way. It's more just teaching doctrine to your children. Sort of, any religious system uses it, and people that haven't been in it, they generally don't have the same idea that this God concept that they've been taught while young is a default position.
Correct.
They just don't have a default position for a God concept. It's just not there.
And is that anything to do with wealth or education?
Can
I don't know.
Can I say something to that? Can I say something to that?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, so my position on this is that you're born not knowing anything, right? But at some point you had to make a choice not to believe in God. The fact that you made that choice.
No.
Yeah, you had to make that choice.
No.
You make that choice now.
No.
I
make
think
that choice now.
Yeah. Stuff from
you made the choice not to believe in God.
That is wrong.
Because you have you're born into the world not knowing anything. You're raised in whatever you're raised in, but at some point you are faced with that decision to choose to believe in God or not. And the people that don't believe in him had to make that choice not to believe in him.
That's not how that works.
And in order to have the option of a choice, you have to have the option of God being
I can
real.
see why you're saying that, but it's slightly different
It's
in
the
that.
truth. That's
yeah,
the
no,
truth.
I see why you're saying that, but I think there's a subtlety to it, which is, sure, I had to, in my own case again, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I didn't know what God was, and I was singing a Canadian national anthem, and in it mentioned God. So I asked the teacher, what does God mean? And the teacher gave me an answer. And then I had to think about that answer and whether I thought that answer was true. And that's the situation I found myself in.
So you did have to make the choice in that moment. You made the choice, fuck this teacher and her ideas or his ideas, whatever.
No, it's nothing to do with the teacher. I literally evaluated what the teacher told me about this particular God and what she thought it was, and how I found out about it, i.e., God promised the land to the white people in Canada. And I thought that's not true.
I have a question for Perry. Perry, do you think that believing or not believing is a choice? Do you think you have a choice in the matter?
That's a hard question, man.
It's really
That's
not
a hard question.
Could I ask
It is a hard question. It's a very deep question. It's a very deep, and there's a lot that goes into that. Do I believe it's a choice?
You're either convinced.
Yes, I
or
do
not.
believe it's a choice. But I do believe that the people that are going to believe, he already knows who they are.
So could you choose not to believe in God right now?
I could.
You could. Okay.
I could.
I would probably disagree with you. I think that deep down, when we believe or don't believe something, we can't just choose.
For you to say that though, then you make like 3 years of my life completely irrelevant where I actually chose
sort
not
of
to believe in God.
say, oh, well, now I'm going to choose not to believe something. But I think at a certain level, you know that you're not. You're just saying the words, and you haven't actually committed to that idea.
Now, wait, but
I
what if
think
I flip that to
sort
you?
of statement of choice.
But what if
isn't
I flip that to you and you say you don't believe in God, and you just said that even though if I made that, you said that deep down I would know that's wrong.
So I said
You're
right
saying
now,
the same thing.
well, if I said right now I'm going to change and choose to believe in God, right? And
You
I
can't.
can't because I don't
can't.
know deep down that God exists, that I don't have
can.
that knowledge or belief.
You
But
can.
if you talked eloquently and sort of brought up these arguments and showed me airtight evidence for a God, that would change my mind.
And I
But
can't.
I think that's a choice on my part, like a conscious choice. I think I have been convinced by something, a change of circumstances or a change of elements that has changed my mind. I don't think you voluntarily choose to change your beliefs.
You made the choice not to
Choose,
believe,
yeah.
and the same as you made the choice not to
Not
believe,
true.
you could make the choice
So
to
the point,
believe.
so
And
the
like
point,
you
Mark,
just said to me, you flipped it to me. You said, okay, so if I chose not to believe right now, then you said then deep down, I know that I wouldn't be telling the truth if I said I don't believe. The same thing would go for you. You know you're not telling the truth when you say you don't believe, because deep
so
down you
I'm
know.
telling the
That's a
truth.
lie.
That's
hang
why
on a
it
minute.
had to be
Hang on
a
a minute,
choice.
Mark. So
It
Mark,
had to be a
you
choice.
made the point.
You've
You made the point.
chosen to turn your
You've
back to
already
him.
made the point, preacher. You've made your point.
You've
So,
chosen
Mark,
to turn your
are
back
you
to him,
saying?
and that's you, man.
Are you saying that choosing to believe and being given convincing reasons are different things? Because that's what I think you're saying.
No,
I
no.
think you're.
What I'm saying is sometimes you just got to run into the right guy.
And
I mean, that's what preaching is all about. That's why my name is
sort of,
Preacher.
That
Oh
was
my!
addressed to Mark.
Now we're starting
Preacher.
to talk my language.
So I'll just add on to that there's no way any other person can know the content of my thoughts, and we can demonstrate that quite easily. So
I
I
don't believe
find
in that either. I believe I can absolutely know the contents of your thoughts.
that
Okay, what number am I thinking right now?
I don't know.
well, I mean,
Okay,
that's
exactly.
easily demonstrable. We can all sort of do that. But yeah, good point, Bird. Point well taken, mate. Absolutely.
But at the end of the day,
whole
you
idea
don't
that
believe in God, so at some point you had to
somebody
make that
else
choice,
thought,
man.
No.
in psychology, it's kind of a distorted thought. Like
It's a realization, not necessary. It's not a choice. It's like, here's the evidence. Oh,
Welcome aboard,
wow.
Shane.
There's no God.
Shane is on
But
board.
it's
the
the
reality
choice not
here's
to
the
believe,
reality
not
of
a
it though
choice
is
not to believe.
there's 3 billion, 4 billion, 5 billion people on the face of this earth right now
Yeah,
that,
or a
Well, it's
say
like
they
8,
believe in
close
God,
to 8.
but they're not actually saved.
And I'll add on something extra. There's things that not only do we not choose to believe, but there's things that we do not want to believe, that because we are convinced, we are forced to believe it.
So
That
wait,
the
so
evidence
we
is
can
so
use a woman
overwhelming
cheating on her
that
man,
we
right?
have to believe it, even though not only do we not choose to believe it, we're forced to, that we do not actively want to, however, yet we do.
But
So
nobody
I
forces
don't
you into anything.
understand.
Nobody
We
forces
should
you
just
not to
say we
believe.
should just be polite and say welcome to the new person. I haven't met you before,
Oh,
sir. But
hi,
very,
Shane.
very welcome.
Yeah,
Hi.
this is Shane. Shane's great. He's
We
on
did.
a fair bit. He's
How's it going, Mr.
fantastic.
Hey,
Shane? I
everyone.
don't know you, but I'm Perry.
And you should all sign
And
up
I'm
to
Seamus.
Shane's channel.
Nice to meet everyone. Nice
And
to
did
see
you
Shane
have
became a
something?
member,
people.
so
My name's
Did you have
Scott.
something to comment on what we're talking about?
But like you said, dude, I mean
Sure.
that's the miracle of it is that nobody forces you to not believe, nobody forces you to believe, nobody forces you
not
into
true.
anything. You make the choice.
Well,
Which
I
is
think
back to what I
the wrong
originally said to
word.
begin with.
I
Right,
think
so-
force is the wrong word. I think that we build up these structures of beliefs that are based upon the input that we get,
I'll agree to that. I
experiences
do. I
that we
agree to
have.
that. Yes, but
And
it's up to
I
you.
don't think you understand the word choice. I don't think you understand the word belief.
Well, I think that the conscious plays less in what we believe than, we can't just choose to change our beliefs based upon nothing.
But
I guess we
here's the
can
thing, though. Even if I showed you that you still suffer from the things that are written in the Bible, even if I showed you that you still suffer from those from the consequences of a certain two people, If you still suffer from the consequences, even if I showed you
Goes back
the
to
Bible
Abraham
in reality
Applegate.
in your life, you would still choose not to believe.
What,
But
what
then
No,
it becomes
no, we
then it
wouldn't
doesn't become
choose
a
not
matter
to.
of belief. It
Wait, hold on.
becomes a matter of
Can
pride.
I jump in here?
Yeah,
Because
I think-
you're just
I-
going to keep talking if nobody stops you. We're not choosing to not believe you. We're not convinced with that, mainly
Thank
because
you.
that's a
That's what I was
flawed
trying to say.
argument. That's a flaw. That argument
Yeah,
is
good point.
fallacious. It does not hold up because you could use that for any.
You are choosing because even if you saw it
we're not
firsthand,
choosing. So we're evaluating.
you wake up every day, right?
Hold on a second. So we're not choosing. We're
You're
being
choosing.
presented. Dude,
The evidence is the fact that you're
hey,
here.
come on. Hey,
This
can
is his
you let me
tactics.
say something, man?
This is his tactic, so you just got to get through it.
Okay. So we're not choosing, we're evaluating a decision, or we're evaluating a proposition, and
Choosing.
we are no, we're not choosing. We're evaluating a proposition and then seeing which one is the most likely, and then we are either convinced by the evidence or we're not convinced by the
And you're
evidence.
choosing to be not convinced.
I
Exactly.
think we got to bear in mind
It's
here
not the
that
same
from
thing.
a
Never mind, I give up.
fundamentalist, hang on, from a fundamentalist
No matter how you
Christian
look at it, it's true.
perspective, from a fundamentalist Christian perspective, free will is important for counteracting sin and the mission of Jesus.
Free will doesn't
So
exist.
he has
to be honest.
absolutely no ability
Nowhere
to
in the Bible
comprehend
does it say free
what
will
we are
exists.
actually telling him, because it is so heavily against his indoctrination,
I'm
right?
not
That if he
indoctrinated.
were to accept the words we use and try and understand it from even as a hypothetical, it would literally cause him cognitive dissonance.
So
Not
Perry,
even close.
yeah, I agree. No, so Perry, you're saying that free will doesn't exist.
Correct. But
What does it
choice
mean?
does.
What does it
Which
mean
is
to
weird.
choose?
I know it's weird. It's
So
weird.
what does it mean
Doesn't
to
make
choose
any sense.
something?
It's contradictory. That's what that is.
What does it mean to choose something?
Incoherent is
Okay,
the word.
so if I put 2 plates of food in front of you,
Uh-huh.
right?
I'm gonna eat both of
Not
them.
use me.
By
Let's
the way,
use God.
Right, me
God.
too.
Let's say God puts 2 plates in front of you.
Okay.
2 plates of food in front of you,
Sure.
right?
Stop talking about food. I'm getting hungry.
He knows what's going to happen no matter what you eat, no matter which plate you choose.
no,
But you still get to choose the
no.
plate.
Prove
Yeah.
God first, and then we can have this hypothetical.
Well,
Proving
And
God,
that hypothetical
you
is flawed.
Thank
You can't see
Well,
oxygen, but yet you breathe.
As a hypothetical.
You wake up
I was
every
wondering when
day.
you were going to say something.
I don't have to see oxygen to know how to breathe.
Exactly.
What
You don't have to see
possible
God to
world-
know that He exists.
What
But that's
possible-
making two
Choose
different
not to
analogies.
I have
Wow.
a feeling you've
What
heard all the
possible
responses
world
before and you
could
just
you
don't care.
think the
I have.
other
I've
one
actually
is
I've been through this a
that's
lot.
gonna happen?
Cognitive
Yeah,
dissonance.
it seems
Can
like you're just not gonna
I've been in
respond
your
to
shoes.
Preacher, can I ask?
I've been in your
You
shoes.
haven't been in my shoes,
Please,
that's for
Amy.
sure.
Please.
So this is something that James and I have been thinking the past few days, and maybe you have an interesting take on it. We would like to know, can God feel regret?
He does.
He does. Talk to
Really?
me more
It's in the
about
Bible a bunch of times.
Wow, that is
Tell
Where
me
He
more.
repents Himself. When He flooded the world,
Huh?
He didn't want to do it again. He felt bad for doing it. When He
Well, actually, the Bible says
Wow.
a lot of times
There is
every-
no
when
one
he
that would
destroyed-
agree
when
with
He was
you on
going to
that one.
destroy Nineveh, He
Nope.
repented Himself of it. Like, yeah,
Nope.
Is he omniscient?
Thank you.
yeah.
He can do no wrong. He is perfect.
He
Correct.
can do no wrong. He is perfect. Correct.
Okay, then
That
how
doesn't
can
mean
you
doesn't
have
feel
regret?
bad for
Is
what he
he,
does.
is he omniscient?
That's contradictory.
Is he
Look,
omniscient?
No, it's not. It's not at all because I'm in
Is
the
he
same boat.
omniscient?
So I don't know
Could
what
you
you guys
just
know.
say yes or
he
no,
is, yes,
thinking
he is
he's
omnipresent. Yes.
He is omniscient.
I don't know what you guys know about me, but here's my standpoint.
Is
We
he
know you're a
omniscient?
kook. That's all we're saying.
I'm not a
Could you
kook at
ask
all.
Perry, could you answer Simos's question? He asked, "Is
Do
God
you think
omniscient?"
your God is omniscient? Does he know all things?
Yes, all things. Yeah.
In future as well?
Uh-huh.
Okay, thank you. That's
That's where
simple as
my
that. Simple
explanation
answer.
is.
That's all
Puts
it
2
needed.
plates in front of you.
I want to go back to that for a second because you said yes, he can feel regret, but
Yes.
Wrong.
that would entail
Regret or sorrow. I mean, how do you want to look at it?
Well, here's my difference between regret and sorrow, because if you are saying, in my opinion, that he regrets, I would say that is God saying he made a mistake. He did something not perfect. He did something that someone else could have made a better choice.
What's your
definition? Regrets. The wordage that you used for it is a little different than my
can you give us a definition of
There's
regret?
several verses in the Bible where he says that he would repent himself.
We don't care about the Bible.
Of what he was going to do.
What is your definition of regret, Perry? Can you define it for us so we know exactly what you're talking about?
Definition of regret?
Yes.
Is feeling bad for something you did.
So you made a mistake.
No, that's not true either.
Well, I wouldn't say that's necessarily making.
I don't make mistakes, and I feel bad for shit that I do all the time.
You can make the right choice and still feel bad about it.
Correct. You can still regret it, even though you made the right choice. Yeah. And that is my explanation to you. Absolutely, yes, that is biblical. Yeah.
So can you give me?
And that's what I love him so much for.
In maybe one of the ones that you think he regrets, do you think Noah was that one of them?
No.
No, can you give me one of your regrets?
The Bible says he regrets.
My regret?
No, something that God regrets.
Oh, I need to bring up scripture. Hang on. I'm not gonna
sounds like
ask you
he's
to put
kind
on
of
the screen.
An artist in some respects then. Because like
all right,
some artists do heroin.
I mean, there's
right?
two.
That improves
You can
their
see
art.
in Jeremiah 26:23.
Oh, okay. Well, no, you can spout some more bullshit if you want.
I don't. It's not bullshit. I only go by what's written in the book. So I mean, no matter how you want to look at it.
No, I was just talking. That's all. And then you literally started speaking over me.
I can't say I respect it. I can say I accept your position. That's your position.
That's
your choice. Whatever it is.
You don't know my position.
I'm out. I can't handle more of this bullshit. Bye, Amy. Thanks. Congratulations.
You are your choice.
I will say if it gets too spicy, we'll go into the questions format.
Good night, Bird.
Nightbird sending so much love.
When the preacher comes on, it's going to get contentious.
Yeah. So
to be honest, I wasn't trying to be contentious. I came on to just kind of enjoy my night. Jeremiah
here's the thing.
3.
Well, but the preacher.
No one's forcing you to.
But I know the questions are going to come. They're always
Wait, hold on. But the whole thing that we're talking about is that you're not paying attention to what we're saying. You're just.
I am.
And you keep interrupting people and don't let them finish their statements. And whenever somebody does finish their statement and makes a point, all you do is reiterate your position without listening or responding to any of the points that they made. And
that's not true.
You just did it right there.
I'd say something to Shane. Go, Shane. Sorry.
No. Go ahead, Mark. I mean,
I think you made this point. Yeah.
It comes back to my original point of saying that we don't mind what people believe, but unfortunately, Perry, you're not just believing something and stating a case of it. You're telling me what I think. You're telling us what we should think. You're telling us what we should believe, and indeed what we do. Which is an incredible amount of sort of gaslighting on your part. And it is very contentious to tell people what they do and don't believe.
You're free to choose to believe whatever you want.
No, we're not, because God already knows the answer.
And actually, I think that is where the disconnect comes from.
Incoherent to me, yes.
I mean, again, you don't know. You're not in our shoes.
Harry,
to say
which just proves my point from earlier. You choose.
Harry, you're using a definition that I think a lot of lay people. I think when you're just like when someone asks you which ice cream are you going to choose, and you say chocolate. But within I would say, the skeptic community, that is not how we generally view things. When people say, why are you an atheist or a Christian? We don't say it's because you chose to be a Christian. We don't view it as a choice. How we view it is we say you became convinced of Christianity, and that is why you are a Christian.
I became convinced of being a Christian, and then so I chose to be one.
Well, see that you say
you became convinced of not believing in God.
But I think
where to be fair,
I think that That if you say I am convinced of Christianity, therefore I choose to become a Christian, or I choose to follow the teachings of Christianity, I think that's fair. But I think it still originally starts with the fact that you were convinced by a thing. So
Correct.
when you say choose, and you liken it to you have two plates in front of you, like Amy said, the vanilla ice cream or chocolate, that implies a personal preference, that you're like, well, I prefer this one over that one because personally to me this is what I like better.
Right.
And that's and
You have an ability
cut
to
out,
keep your
Shane.
mouth shut while other people are
Shane, you're on
speaking,
mute.
or are you just rude?
You cut out, Shane.
You must have hit your
It
mute.
might have just been a lag in internet.
No,
Oh.
still can't hear
No,
you, mate.
you're still out, Shane. I can't hear you, mate. I'm sorry.
Literally, the mic just
there
cut.
we go. Is that better?
Yeah, that's it.
Better. There you go, buddy.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I hit my mic and it kind of disconnected a little bit.
What were you saying? You were
You
just
chose to hit you, Mike. You're saying, yeah.
Yeah, I chose to hit my no. So what I was saying is that when you're saying vanilla and icing, that chocolate, that implies a preference of that is something we'd rather have this, or I prefer this, or this is more pleasing to me. And that's not what we're doing when we're being presented with a God claim, where it's not a preference. When I deconverted and deconstructed, it was against my will. I wanted to keep believing in God, but I could no longer believe, and eventually became convinced that he does not exist.
You had to be honest with yourself.
Right.
What if I could prove you otherwise?
No, you can't. All you're going to do is reference what the Bible says, and I don't
Because
believe
you
that's true.
prefer not to believe it.
No, that's not. No, I just told you that.
Yeah, that's
the only
thing
thing
to
you can
say.
do. Wait, hold on a second. In the
I'm sorry.
preacher's, sorry, I didn't. You know, I'm a little. So in the preacher's position, the only way he can maintain his response is going to be, well, no, you're actually lying. That's the only thing. When I say, I still wanted to believe, all he's going to say is, no, you don't want to believe anymore, even though you say you do. You really don't.
But do you?
Yes.
Okay, so what if I could prove it to you?
Go ahead.
Are you really up for this challenge?
Sure.
Yeah, I think
it may be a 10-hour podcast.
You know,
we've been there and done that.
Oh, but we love you both.
Shane, you're just giving him a license to proselytize.
Wait, hold on. Before this,
can I be
ask
presented with something like you guys are talking about? To be presented with facts, to be presented with what it is.
Do you think this is my first rodeo?
If I can show you what it really is.
Do you think this is my first rodeo?
You might not think the same way.
Do you think this is my first rodeo?
Out there.
Well, hold on. I kind of before that, I kind of want to go back to something you said earlier. This is kind of why I jumped on, and you said that believing in God, we choose whether or not we want to believe in Him.
Correct.
And you said there the fact that we can make that choice means that He must exist anyways to make the choice.
Yes.
Whether so, if there is, do you choose to believe in a magical pink unicorn?
Unicorns are mentioned in the Bible. So
do you choose to believe?
Me an unfair question. I don't know if it's pink. I don't know if it's magical.
Okay, so
but I know unicorns.
The fact that you are about to say yes is actually.
Do you choose whether or not to believe that there are 9 feet tall green monsters living on Mars?
If presented with.
I mean, right now, like
you guys are saying, right?
Like right now, is that a choice that you're making? Are you choosing not to believe that? Because I'm assuming you don't believe that, right?
Actually, I do. The extraterrestrials are mentioned in the Bible.
No. 9 foot tall Martians that are right now, and one guy's named Steve.
Can I just pause you for a second?
It could be possible.
I appreciate what is about to come, but
I
feel like whatever you're about to say, because he just granted you aliens and unicorns, baby biblical.
Okay, let's try Hindu gods. Do you believe Hindu gods are real?
I believe those are fallen angels, and men worship them, and they got translated into.
Is there something you believe is not true? Is there something you believe does not exist, like leprechauns or
sin?
Any sort of creature or object or any sort of
maybe we
sin.
got
any sort of
comics.
It doesn't
creature.
exist.
Listen, no, that's I said any creature or any sort of tangible object or like the tooth fairy. Do you believe the tooth fairy is real?
No.
No. Okay. Do you choose to believe that the tooth fairy is real or not?
Well, I
gotta
choose
know.
based on lack of substance,
So
substantial evidence.
You chose based, but it's a choice, right?
Based
You're
on a
choosing not
lack
to
of
believe.
substantial evidence.
Right, but is it a choice? It's a choice,
Based
right?
on lack of substantial evidence.
Can we just freeze
Is it a
frame for a
choice?
minute? Because he said that's the
It
most
is a
skeptical
choice.
I've sounded.
It is a
for
choice.
some
Wait,
time.
hold on, Amy. Sorry,
Correct.
I'm getting with it.
No,
Okay,
no,
he said
you're
it's
good.
he said it's a choice.
So
the
now,
fact that wait, well, hold on. The fact that you can choose whether or not to believe the tooth fairy is real means that the tooth fairy is real, right?
Shane, can you
I wanna answer
possibly
this
drop?
correct.
Can you
Did
possibly drop your mic?
you got it?
Could you drop it?
You asked the
There you
right
go.
question, but the difference between the tooth fairy and God is the tooth fairy doesn't have 66 books written over 1,800 years with 1,999 fulfilled prophecies.
Okay, so then we're not about choice anymore. We're now about evidence.
Choice.
Let
It's
me
still
approach
about
this
choice,
different
but then it
okay,
becomes
all right,
based
no,
on fact.
I think I made good
We have an
progress. I
You
think
did,
that
you
long,
did.
that
You
long
answered your
pause.
point.
Shane, you
way.
did.
Let me approach this in a different
It's
way.
still
So
about
Perry,
choice. But
you're
based,
saying you
here,
can
I will say this.
choose not to
I
believe
used
in
to believe in a tooth fairy when I was a kid.
I used to believe in God when I was a kid.
And I
Perry,
used to not believe in God when I was a kid. But when I
Perry.
grew up and was presented with the facts, and when I sat down and read the Bible for myself and figured out what I figured out,
No, I
chose to believe.
think I made good progress, and that's probably
After,
about
all right,
as much as I can
Well,
say.
let's have
yeah,
Mark
and-
make a
We're also
comment.
gonna go
And-
on.
Yeah, I'd
There's
like
two
to ask
sides to
Perry a
that.
question. Perry, if you can choose not to believe in God, as you said previously, can you choose to do that right now? So go for it.
I could, but I'd have to ignore the facts.
Do it. Well, show us how it's done. Do it. Choose not to believe in God.
That'll never happen.
Become an atheist.
Well,
That'll never happen. You can't choose to do it. Point proven.
Just like you can't choose to believe, but all the facts are there.
But
So
you
you're
just-
choosing to believe in the tooth fairy. I'm choosing to believe in God.
No, leave the tooth fairy alone. What my question is, if you claim that you
What
can
has she done to
choose
you?
not to believe in God, then why don't you demonstrate it for us and choose not to believe in God right now? If you're saying it's that easy and you can do
Okay.
it,
So
then just do it.
why don't here? Let's do the same thing. Flip. I'll choose not to believe in God. You choose to believe in God. How about that?
My claim isn't that I can choose.
Yeah,
That's
that's
ridiculous.
your claim.
I'm saying
But
that I
that is
can't.
that is the truth. You can choose.
Hey, one real quick aside, Amy, how do you know the tooth fairy is a
That is
female?
completely incoherent. Because I'm saying
Listen,
I can't choose, and you're
there
saying
used to be a male, but she killed him.
You
so-
can't
You can choose. Why would I choose not to believe in something that I know for a fact is real?
Bingo, you've got it. You've got
Right.
it. You are
But you don't
convinced
know for a fact that
real.
God
You
isn't real. You just
choose
choose to
not
believe He's
believe
not.
in it. See,
You
you've
don't
got it.
know for.
Well, that's
Here's the
your
difference
opinion.
between me and you. I know for a fact He's real. You don't know for a fact that He's not.
Well, actually, can I ask
I
then,
don't believe
Barry,
there is
That's the
God.
difference.
what is one of those facts? You said you
yeah,
were a
substantiated.
non-believer.
Somebody's
What-
wrong then, aren't they?
What is
Someone's
one
wrong.
of those facts that made you go from a fedora to
Who are you talking to?
well, a fedora is a short term. We apparently own the fedora as atheists. That's the agnostic.
right, yeah.
side. And so
Don't forget
my
neckbeards.
question
Tip our fedoras
and
a little
neckbeards
too
exactly.
little
If I
too
had
hard.
I do have a little bit of a neck beard.
I'm gonna get a
you're
picture of
you're
Mark
a
Twain.
Not to say you're a true Scot, but I think we have a bunch of true
The
atheists.
truest you're going to
on
find.
tonight. But
Inner circle atheist, I think.
well, exactly. At least I can be a part of the inner circle. But I want to know, preacher, what are one of those facts? You said you were one of us heathens. You were an atheist.
Yeah, it
What
used to
were
be a
one of
long time
those-
ago.
What were one of those facts that overwhelmed you with
The Bible.
the Bible?
Well,
Every
no,
time.
there's a lot to it. Like Sodom and Gomorrah, they're still there. They're still standing. They're solid ash. In fact, the most purest form of sulfur ever found on Earth is found in the chunks of the sides of the solid ash buildings that reside in Sodom and Gomorrah.
So I'm gonna make.
You've just pissed the geologist off. You've
But
just lied.
Well,
didn't
yeah,
lie.
I want to make a
Do your
claim.
homework. I didn't lie. Yeah, right.
But-
I've done my homework.
But I don't believe Sodom and Gomorrah were real, and so they can't still be standing.
They were, though. They are
because
still standing there.
Can I ask?
According to this, the purest form is found in volcanoes.
But where do you get your information that Sodom and Gomorrah were real?
The Bible. And then you look online and you find the pictures of them.
What?
What do you or elaborate?
Not pictures as in like real fucking.
Are you getting all your info
497
from
BC
Ron Wyatt?
pictures, but no, it's not Ron Wyatt. I mean, there's several scientists that have been there and taken sulfur.
Is he one of them?
It's gone to several labs. It's 97% pure. It is the purest sulfur on Earth. It burns so hot that it burns purple. It's real.
All this
it's just
from
one
Ron
of
Wyatt.
them.
That's the origin of most of it.
The fact
my
that
favorite
Israel is
color.
still called Israel and
forgot.
Jerusalem is still Jerusalem is fact enough for
Means
me.
that the UN is the true
Yeah, the
savior.
UN didn't exist
Mecca is
3,000
still
years ago,
Mecca.
though. You know what I mean?
Wait, what?
The UN didn't
Wally-
exist 3,000 years ago.
No, I
Bali
know.
for Bali,
Oh no.
you know.
So
Jerusalem did.
my
Calcutta is still
growing
Calcutta.
joke. Well, yeah, exactly. A lot of nations have survived 1,000 years, but no, my
Shanghai's
joke
still
is
Shanghai,
actually,
right?
that the Jews kind of lost Jerusalem. They lost Israel. There was a
twice,
savior,
and now they're going to lose it a
there
third
was
time.
the
Real
second
soon.
coming. It was the first coming. It was the United Nations. They actually created Israel, and so they should really be
Right. No, there's a lot of shit that's about to go down. Israel, the people there now, they're about to lose it again.
Wait, whoa. I'm sorry. You just upset George. What's that?
The people in Israel that are there now are about to lose it again.
Okay. Soros
Is that
is getting a little scared, he says.
They
We
said
want
it's
you to
8.
continue. You can still continue.
Yeah, the Jews are
What's
about to
gonna-
be wrecked again.
Oh, that wait. No. You see now.
And I know
George,
Amy's
George,
Amy's
George,
nationality,
hold
so
on.
I mean,
No,
no
yeah,
matter how you
exactly.
look at it.
Yeah, she's
Exactly.
American.
No.
It's kind of weird that
First
the
of all,
Palestinians have been pushed
I
into the
don't
ocean.
know
that
if you
the
know
Jews
this,
go.
preacher, but James
Okay.
W. and myself, we have the hotline to George Soros. He pays us personally, and he writes paychecks. It's
he's
a
our
hot
Jesus.
thing. I know.
Yeah,
he's
he
our-
barks at us
so
if we
hot.
say the wrong thing. He gets
He does,
Literally,
and
he
so
barks
you
at us like a
almost-
dog.
He does exactly.
Shane.
Go bad boy, bad.
Shane.
What's up?
Okay, so you said that if I could prove it to you, you'd listen.
Sure.
Can you handle one Bible study?
One Bible study?
Just one.
Sure.
10-hour
I mean,
Bible study.
I
It's
mean,
not 10, it's an
one.
hour and a half. I posted it in
just
I posted the link in the private chat.
oh. Well, I'd rather have a conversation. I mean,
Yeah,
It's like an
when
hour
you
and 40
finish it,
but
reach out.
there's a
100%
number of
convert.
people who would disagree with you.
Oh, this is a video of yours.
Why when you
Yes.
made this?
I mean,
It's a
can't you
Bible
just
study.
tell-
It's not about me though, dude. It's about the verses.
It's about
I'm asking
Jesus.
if you were high.
Well, but I'm going to
All
tell you right
about
now, it's,
Jesus.
like I
We
don't believe the
I
verses
will
are
say-
true. So anything the verses say, I'm just going to be like
And-
whatever.
and
You might
Shane,
feel
if
differently
you
at the
would-
end.
If you would like to watch a longer version of it,
There's a 10-hour version on Amy's channel.
Peter, James,
Amy, thank you for having me
myself,
on
and
tonight.
the
I didn't think you
preacher.
were going to let me in, but thank you.
Absolutely. Oh no! I mean, we really
You're
do
fun to
want
talk to, dude.
Exactly. We want people to push back on our own beliefs, to say their beliefs, and I would say that the skeptics feel that very strong in our own convincings because we won't. say
Shane, you
our
wanted
choices.
answers your whole life. They're all in that 1 hour and 48-minute video.
Your whole
Whether
life.
you accept them or not is up to you.
Yeah.
Well, just for
I
me,
mean,
I'm just going
It
First
sounds
video.
just like presuppositional apologetics that I've
When-
heard before.
When I
so-
watched it, I felt my whole life flashing before me.
And no,
Preacher.
we've done it, Ox. We actually done it. So we had Peter, we
Oh.
had Preacher, James.
Peter comes
and
on my
I.
channel now talking shit all the time.
I bet
Oh,
he did.
I can't
we
imagine
love
that.
it.
Can't
We
stay
go
away.
every
together.
Yeah, you choose to have him do that though.
Could
No,
I ask the
allow it.
preacher a question? Preacher, do you still do your 18-hour a day Bible study marathons? Is
Yeah, I
that
do,
still a
man.
thing for you? You do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Yeah,
18 out for 3 months. You said you read the Bible.
It's been 3 years. Yeah, I read the Bible. I've got multiple witnesses. Yeah, dude, I've logged over 12,000 hours in just the Bible alone in the last 3 years.
There's midnight.
Have you ever thought about trying to read another book?
I have.
Hello?
I got the Quran. I could preach from the Quran. I could preach from the what is it called? The EC.
You don't know the name of the book that you're preaching.
Yeah, no, I could preach from all of them. Yeah, I read them all.
You preach from Lord of the Rings?
No.
How about Lord of the Flies?
That would be
Just
cool.
skip over the best ones.
How about Bill Bryson?
Who's that?
He does a wonderful book.
I don't listen to men, dude.
Almost everything is awesome. I highly recommend.
It's good, isn't it? Yeah. I bought it for a young guy that I knew that was struggling at school. I bought it for him, and it turned him round like that.
Yeah.
Which book was that, Thomas?
I can't remember. Go ahead.
It's a brief history of almost everything by Bill Bryson. I think that's the name of it. I'd have to check that. Give me 1 second. I'll double check.
And preacher, can I ask, would we have to use the Bible to prove the Bible is wrong? Is that the only way?
No, nobody ever has.
That's a good question. Good question.
Here. You can't.
Yeah, no, we recognize that you don't think it's possible, but what we're saying is that the standard by which you would accept it if it were possible.
You can't prove the Bible wrong. Good luck.
No, we're saying if it was possible, would you accept that as the standard? Oh my God, you don't. Have you any idea what a hypothetical is?
There's no hypothetical in any.
You don't understand philosophy. Okay, mate. No worries. No worries. No worries.
I'll give you an example.
Logic, not your strong point. I get it.
In that,
I'm very logical. That's why I know you can't prove it wrong. That's.
I don't think you are. Otherwise, you'd understand what hypothetical was.
Is going to have very severe consequences.
Wow.
Perry, you're sort of being really disruptive at the moment. So I just want to say that.
No, he's not. He's not. It's the wrong word.
A hypothetical is basically an imaginary situation. Any imaginary situation.
Yeah, I don't play with imagination, dude. I'm here in reality. Where
you don't play with imagination. That's your loss, buddy. That is your loss. Imagination is everything.
Hey,
you don't have to accept that situation. Like the hallmark of a good mind is being able to.
Exist. You can't prove the Bible wrong.
Hey, Perry,
just Bible.
Well, it says that the small seed is the mustard seed, which is not factually true. So, isn't that something?
The smallest of trees.
Yeah, you can't prove. You have teeth, right? So you can't prove the tooth fairy wrong.
The tooth fairy doesn't exist.
So
no, you can't prove it wrong.
Pretty sure I caught my mom slipping fucking dollars under my pillow, dude.
Do you have teeth?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go then.
I have all
you can't prove it wrong.
I have all my teeth.
I doubt that.
That's a weird flex. I just got to say.
Not really. Not in this.
And it's also a lie as well.
But really quickly, just everyone.
I have all my teeth, even my wisdom teeth. I have them all. Yeah.
If my sister calls, if my sister calls, I have to leave. Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah, it's been a pleasure to have you on.
Preacher, is that okay with you?
What?
Is that okay if my sister calls and I have to leave?
Why wouldn't? I mean, you're your own person, man.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, I actually don't have a sister, so that was an imaginary.
Me neither. She got shot and killed in 2009.
So that was an imaginary hypothetical that you entertained.
Well, under the impression that you actually had a sister.
Right, but it was a hypothetical. It wasn't. It hadn't happened yet. It hadn't happened yet, but it was a hypothetical that could have happened.
But it was under the impression that you actually had a sister.
I never want to get on your bad side, Shane. I never do. That's awesome. I thought I was
for
being
me
clever
to
with
entertain his hypothetical.
Logic,
I would have to be
that's
under the
even
impression that it's possible to prove the Bible wrong, and it's not. You can't.
Yeah, I understand that you think it's not possible, but that wasn't the question you were asked.
It's not possible.
So,
Believe
thank
me,
you for dodging. Thank you for
somebody could have
dodging.
proved it wrong, they would have a long.
Thank you for dodging. That wasn't the question that you were asked, preacher. So, thank you for dodging.
Another question: do you think
science? You can't prove it wrong.
Do you think science could be a valid way to prove the Bible wrong?
You can't prove it wrong, Amy.
But do you? But I
It's
know
like a
science
But
hasn't
you have
been
to
able to prove it wrong for fucking 4,000 years.
You have to understand, we think it is wrong, right?
No, we
Right, you choose to think
we're
it's wrong.
convinced it's wrong. Yeah.
But
You're
you
convinced,
choose.
whatever.
But you choose to think it's right under your world.
Because nobody can prove it wrong.
But
So-
we think it's proven
So it's-
wrong.
I-
Do you
I'm actually- the
understand
Bible's on my side.
where we're kind of like stuck? Like
You have
if I
teeth,
were to
don't you?
adopt,
You're choosing to be stuck.
but see,
Wait,
if,
hold on.
But wait, if
Science
I were
has
to adopt
never
your
proven the Bible
language-
wrong, ever.
But
Science
if we
has
were to
proven
adopt
teeth.
your language, I don't think that's how. But we're both choosing our views. You're choosing.
I'm choosing
that
it
God's
based on the
real.
fact
I'm
that nobody can
choosing-
prove it wrong. You choose science, but science is proved wrong all the time.
But I would also say, using once again just your words, we choose it because there's no good evidence for God.
There's
Hang on a
plenty of
minute.
good evidence
Can we
for it.
just
You
let
wake up every
Scott
day.
talk? Can we just let Scott talk a second?
No, I was just
You can
saying
talk
thank
for
you.
2 seconds. You got 2
I was
seconds.
saying thank you to Amy because I hit the wrong little, clicked on the wrong thing
Oh,
and
you're good.
got dumped
Thank
out
you.
of StreamYard and I had to get back in. So
Wow.
that's why we love Amy. She always
Cool. I just
does
did that.
Attentive.
what's right.
Mm. Yeah, I thought you were going
She
to
always
disprove
gives
the tooth fairy
100%.
for a moment there.
Thank
District
you
one.
so very much, Scott.
I thought you were going to disprove the tooth fairy for a moment there.
Well, I think I
Oh.
know what he's getting at, and that's shifting the burden of proof, which is sort of what we're talking about here. And I can sort of point to Russell's teapot, for instance, that if I claim that there's a teapot out around Saturn, it's not up to you to disprove my claim. It's up to me to prove that that teapot is in fact there.
Exactly.
And that's what we're saying to you. You're shifting the burden of proof from
I proved
saying,
the teapot for
you're
myself.
claiming that God is real. It's not up to us to disprove that claim. It's up to you to prove that claim is in fact true.
It's up to you to choose to believe it's true, whether you're gonna, no matter what.
No.
Well,
it's not up to me to prove it to you. I can sit here and tell you, till I'm
So-
blue in the face, that God is real. That doesn't mean that you're going to believe it. You choose to disbelieve, and no matter how much evidence
Are you presenting evidence?
show you, you're still going to choose
So,
what you
hold-
choose.
Preacher.
Problem here is you're not presenting any evidence. All you're doing is
Well, but
just
Sodom
saying
and
when-
Gomorrah is
when
still
you-
there.
because
when you
it's
say
true.
that,
Solid
There's
evidence.
no
Very dogmatic and closed view of
When-
the world because all you can
Yeah.
do is repeat the same thing over and over
yeah.
and not take into account anything of what people say.
Mhm.
So you're just being dogmatic.
Because what you guys are
agree.
saying is contrary to what is true.
That's like your opinion, man.
Projection.
Why would
love
I accept
projection.
that?
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
So
Okay,
how
so
can
my
Listen, what you guys are doing. So if you caught your wife cheating on you red-handed, and she's like, "Nope, it wasn't me,"
Empirically?
and you caught her in the act, that's what you guys are doing. You're like, "Nope, it wasn't me."
no, I mean
What?
obviously
That's it.
not. Okay, so here's
How
the
does
thing.
that-
Wait, hold on. When
analogy.
you're saying that we choose not to believe,
You
we
choose
choose
it.
to be not convinced. Are you saying that we would prefer this not to be the case?
I don't know what you would prefer.
Well, isn't that what you do when you choose? Like you pick your
If you
preferred
preferred it
option.
not to be the case, you'd read the Bible and figure it out. It's not hard.
That's what I did. I read it and figured it out, and I said this
Did
is
you?
not true. Yes.
Did you figure it out? So let me ask you a question. Do you
Yes.
still sin?
No.
No. Can you sin?
No.
Do you do anything you know is wrong?
Wrong? What do you mean by wrong?
You do something you know is wrong.
What does wrong mean?
Wrong.
Wrong means wrong.
You're just
Wrong means wrong.
Are you afraid that you're going to get put in a corner there or something? What's your definition of wrong?
Wrong means wrong.
What does wrong mean?
You
Like
do something you know is not right, and then you
okay, here I'm going
choose to do it
to
anyway.
We're getting
You're acting
closer.
with a fear,
not
man.
right. So wrong is not right. What is right?
That's a good question.
That's what I just asked you.
Right. Well, the problem me and you are going to run into is I don't believe in right and wrong either.
Do you guys see how this turned into a 10-hour stream? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Well,
Right,
then-
right is not
Here,
right
no,
is
this
not
a fair
left.
chance. And I would like to explain this, Shane. Like,
Up is down.
I tried to
Sorry.
explain
Up
this
is
before.
cold.
I really would like to explain it to you, Shane. My position is that I don't believe in right and wrong either. I
Okay.
believe that Jesus
Well,
reconciled.
what
all
is
things.
right or wrong?
Well,
what
I
do they
don't
mean?
I don't believe in right or wrong either.
What
But
don't
that's
you
because
believe
you don't believe in God.
Right. But you
So
believe
1
that
John
Jesus...
1:8 is about you.
But wait, you believe in God, you don't
that's
believe
what
it,
you
right
say,
or wrong.
but I mean...
Correct. I believe
but
that
that
Jesus
doesn't...
reconciled all things.
Well, I don't... why
It's
do you believe that?
complicated, Amy.
Because he died on a cross.
Imagine that Venn
Why do you
diagram.
believe that he died on a cross?
He died on a cross and got up from the dead. Historical evidence is there.
What's the historical evidence?
Not
If there wasn't historical evidence, would
they
you still believe
found.
it?
Listen,
If there wasn't, hold
when
on.
Jesus was coming from one town to another.
Hold on. If there wasn't historical evidence, would you still believe it?
No.
Okay, so the historical evidence has convinced you that the resurrection is true.
There was enough, yeah, and not only that, but I mean, my own heart, reading it, knowing it, memorizing the Bible, I figured it out.
Well, that's what I was saying. If there wasn't
yeah,
any historical evidence, would you still believe the resurrection is true?
Oh, people
I
memorize
don't
the
even.
Quran.
But here, I don't even base my belief in the resurrection on historical evidence. I base it on what the Bible.
Okay, so then we
But
don't.
I can go by the historical evidence.
So
There's
then,
enough.
well, but
yes.
the resurrection, the historical evidence isn't what convinced you, because even if that wasn't true, you'd still
The Bible
believe it.
convinced me. Yeah.
So why do you believe that the Bible is true?
Because the historical evidence is there. Circular reasoning. Call it circular reasoning if you want.
You just said that the evidence is not what would convince you, and then I asked you why, and then you said the evidence.
Yeah,
So
saying don't keep any hard objects near you while interacting with the preacher because they can cause concussions.
All right.
So going back to what I was saying,
we have 30 more minutes, guys, of open mic.
I don't believe in right and wrong because I believe Jesus reconciled all things. I believe he made me perfect on the cross. I believe him. I know for a fact. I know in my bones I'm saved. I know the Bible inside and out.
I'm not convinced
But
of any of that.
here. You want to know what convinced me? Here's what convinced me.
Sure.
Here's what convinced me. 15 years. 15 years of sin, repent, repeat. Sin, repent, repeat. Sin, repent, repeat. Sin, repent, repeat. Trying to do better and then only failing. Trying to do better and then only failing. Trying to do better and then only failing.
And realize the whole concept is bullshit.
After 15 years of trying that way, right, going to the heathen buildings, those I call those churches, right?
Okay.
Going to the heathen buildings, going to the place of hypocrites, and trying to somehow keep that law. That broke me, and I sat down and I really just me and a King James for 4 months, 18 hours a day, and I memorized the book. And it's real shit. I mean, there's a lot of people that this is the truth, and I memorized. I figured it out.
I've never read.
I found that Jesus.
You led
I've
with
never
this
read
whole story
that
of everything,
slowly.
and then at the end you're like, I just read it and I figured it out.
Yeah,
Jesus,
I've never read. It's never taken me that long to read a book.
Shane, Jesus ended sin.
But he had to memorize it, not just read
Jesus ended sin.
I don't think sin ever existed in the first place.
No. If Jesus ended sin, then why do
Adam and Eve ate off that tree?
No, it didn't.
We don't believe you.
Yeah, and I would say one of our big contestants.
That's okay.
No, it's not any preference. It's what you're saying is factually incorrect.
It's a choice.
But
choose not to believe.
See, but it goes back to what I would say with science.
I mean, you can't.
The argument I wanted to talk about was
That's
like
you guys gas prices
Let her
are going
finish,
fucking
Richard.
$6 a gallon.
Dude, hey,
And
Amy
you
was in the.
choose to believe everything's okay.
Amy was in the middle of talking, man.
Well, we just know, and
Sorry,
I know this
give him
got
a-
another Muslim listener excited the last time because I call it my nipple argument. But we know factually that women evolved for men. And so for the longest time, there was asexual reproduction. There were women that came from those cloning. And then eventually there were men.
Can you show me factual evidence of it?
Yes, I could show you. I could show you basically thousands on multiple lines, both genetic, fossil records. I could show you.
So you found the missing link.
Well-known. So a missing link is old.
We've found several
terminology. So there's, I think what you're asking is for a transitionary species, but we're all transitionary. And
no, we're not.
No,
yes.
but specifically the transitionary fossils in between apes and modern humans, we have found several of those. Hundreds of specimens from dozens of different species.
But we know where sex evolved. We know where sex evolved. So for
Now who's
example,
denying reality,
we
preacher?
know that sex is
You haven't shown me
older
anything.
than human beings. We know that sex, that is male and female, existed with plant life. And so we know females came first. As in, you do know plants have male and female, right?
Correct.
You can get me that. But do you think you don't think that one of those came first? And
No.
you would probably say,
Jeebus.
What came first?
Baby Jeebus came first.
What's that? Baby Jesus.
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
The egg.
Baby Jesus.
Because, and do you know why?
without a chicken.
And I can explain, because an egg is a mechanism. It's a mechanism by
It
which
comes from a
many
chicken.
animals. Well, it comes from a chicken, but would you also grant me that there are other animals that lay eggs?
Absolutely, but after their kind.
Well, can I ask? Well, no. Well, here's a good one, and I called this the poof.
No. Focus on that.
Yes, let's focus on a kind. Can you grant me that there's a goat kind?
Yes.
Okay. Get me to it. So there was a goat kind. What was before the goat kind?
The goat.
But what was it was nothing, and then there was goat?
Correct.
Do you think that makes sense? There was nothing, and then there was goat.
It actually makes better sense than anything else. There's no confusion involved.
Help me. How did you get a goat from nothing?
Help her. Help
he
you.
spoke and said, "Let it be," and it was.
Okay.
Do goats have teeth?
Come on, hold on.
Now, to
Help
prove
me,
that,
preacher.
every
This is what you
cell
want in
of
science
that
for?
goat is held together by vibration, which is sound.
But hold on. Okay. You're basically I don't. That's not true.
Wait.
Is David Avocado Wolf on the stream?
Sound holds everything together. Vibration holds everything together.
It's not sound that holds everything together.
Chocolate is the vibration of the
Can I
eighth
just
octave of the sun.
sorry? Can I just read this quote from Mark Twain here for a moment?
You can.
Religion
Please.
was invented when the first con man met the first fool.
I got a better question.
Oh my God, I love that.
Coming from a guy
But
that
hold
came
on, but hold
5,000
on.
years after God was
We're
spoken
gonna
of
go
for the
away
first
from
time.
a goat. We're gonna go far away. Help me out here. You just said that
Let's get back to the
God
goat.
spoke, and then there was goat. Can you imagine if that's what we taught in biology, like how the diversity of life? This is like
It's the truth.
Have you ever
You know
stared
what
at a
it is, Amy.
goat, preacher?
What?
Have you ever
Are you a
stared at a goat?
Have I ever stared at a goat? Yeah.
I
many
love that
times,
reference. If you're referencing
Yeah.
what I
the
think you're
movie.
referencing.
It is.
Listen, I
You could
understand coming on
probably
here
get
that
mental.
there's nothing I could do or show you guys. I already get it. I know. I've been on this channel a couple
Yeah,
Well,
most of us
I
have
already
read the
know.
Bible.
And
at
you
least
even
guys
though
once.
I'm getting
choose-
frustrated, I
And
love
unlike
it.
you, it didn't take us
to look
a
at
month of reading it 18 hours a day to actually
you
finish
guys
it.
choose to look at what is it? What do I want to call it? It's speculative evidence, and base your choice of your faith. We can call it faith, right?
Unfortunately, Dale is not trolling.
Atheism in itself is a faith.
It's not
You've
a faith.
chosen not
but
to
I
Atheism-
like
believe.
how
atheism
you're
is
using
no.
faith
Well,
see,
negatively.
here's
No,
the
no.
thing.
Atheism is a faith.
No, it's not. Atheism is
You
a
have
faith.
faith
No.
that there is no God. I have
No.
faith that there is.
Well, see,
No.
No,
here's-
that's not a
here's-
faith-based position.
We're
no.
faith.
convinced that there is no God, or many of us.
But how
are.
can you be
Can't even-
convinced of something that's inaccurate? Science is more inaccurate than anything else on the face of this earth. That's why. That's why a doctor's office is called a practice.
That's not why a doctor's. What
No.
the fuck? That's why a doctor's office is called a practice.
It's not called a
All right,
practice.
we've
It's
entered
called a
post-modern
practice because they
age.
practice. Like that is
Oh
what
my
they do
God.
for a living.
I'm done.
But when they're wrong,
done.
then what?
Then you get a second opinion from another doctor. I'm
And when
trying to.
that's wrong, right? That's why they call it a practice. They can't say it's. They can't say it's.
Hey, Amy,
Yes.
Amy, I need to go. I just wanted to say once again, congratulations, and
Thank you so
Nice to
very
meet
much.
you.
can't wait to be here when you hit 100,000.
Woohoo! Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so much,
much,
Scott.
Scott. You are
I would
so
say it was
amazing
fun,
and
but the first 10 minutes was fun, and
Oh,
Oh, come on. Some of my
It's
one-liners.
contentious, Scott, but it is.
Say what?
I got it.
Some of my one-liners, Scott. Come on. The Tooth
Your
Fairy
one-liners are always
gag.
good, Simus. That's
Tooth
what makes
Fairy
it
gag
good.
was great. It took him a
Alright.
month of 18 hours a day to read a book. I mean, that's classic. That is.
No.
To memorize
One
it.
must have.
When you asked if the goat had teeth, that was.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we'll see y'all, by the way. We'll see you.
Have a great night, Scott.
Right.
Thanks so much for coming on. and
Thank you, Scott.
And yes, I talked about nipples long enough, and he came on. I'm
I
just
don't
kidding
think
and
so.
teasing him. Oh no.
Friendly Muslim?
Friendly Muslim.
Let the nipples be free, my friends.
Let the nipples be free. Welcome.
Praise
to
Allah.
Skeptic Ranting. We are talking
Penis
about a
be upon
1,000
him.
subscriber party. That's right.
This is a fun zone, though.
welcome
This
you.
is a fun zone.
We have about 15-20 minutes left, and we're doing intro, not intros. I think what I'll do for outros, we'll give everyone like a sentence or two, and that'll be the outros, and then we'll go to Discord.
Fantastic.
But
Can I
welcome,
ask-
friendly Muslim.
Thank you. I mean, quick question right now. Just I'd like a yes or a no from the panel, this respected panel. Out of all of you, who is happy that you have nipples?
I was hoping it was going to be
Be
a
honest,
nipple-themed
be
question.
sincere. There we go. Okay. That's
Okay. I'll
humanity
say
lives. Humanity lives. Right.
I would be
okay.
happy. I would be unhappy without them.
Not live if I wasn't
Exactly.
happy I had nipples. I mean, I'd have nipples whether I'm happy about it or not. So why would that necessarily have people living? I don't understand that line.
Okay. I mean, since you asked the question, I mean, there is a theory that if you talk to plants, they are, they grow well, makes them more happy.
It's true.
Is that true?
That's true. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it might have
there you
something to
go.
do with carbon dioxide being emitted or some other factors. But yeah, I have heard that, yes.
Well,
I'm not
there you
sure of how.
That
sort
is a
of-
nice looking
Well,
cat.
it's actually in two different ways. It's proven because yes, carbon dioxide. That's what they breathe it in and all that. But at the end, there's people that they'll play like soothing jazz music or something for their plants from a radio, which does not provide carbon dioxide, and the plants will still actually be healthier. It's all vibration, man.
On that note, the creator wants you to be happy. So I just wanted to.
That is true.
Thank you so very much, Friendly. I do want to just say, when you talk about vibrations, all I can think about is crystals. Like
I think about the Beach Boys.
Math.
I mean, honestly, Amy. Honestly, Amy. That's not what I think you thought about. Never mind.
Oh
I
my!
can't get the joke out.
That's okay. I think I know where your brain was going. Or maybe
Very likes vibrators. That's what we've taken away from this show.
Batteries not included.
Batteries.
That was a great movie. Did you guys see that movie?
Everything.
Which one was that?
Vibration is the basis of everything.
I don't think so.
I don't think I did. No.
It was
Comes from
about
sound.
these tunnel.
He spoke, and it was
alien saucers that were like little
TP
kind
for my
of toy
bunghole.
robot looking things.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
and they were in a
Speaking of
building.
aliens.
And, like the
I
project.
missed his head off.
I think it was a Steven Spielberg movie.
Okay. That reminds me of.
Bring me the rest of the creeper.
Where are the aliens in the Bible? That was quite an interesting point.
Oh.
Well,
no.
Okay. Eric von Daniken, who first wrote a book called Chariots of the Gods, he was
the German guy, right?
Proposing that gods were aliens, and he had a very
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 40. And there's actually a couple
There you go.
of and
Corinthians.
a lot of the
We're not saying
Christians,
we're not saying Paul was a nutter, but we are actually saying Paul was a nutter.
He wasn't though. So it's 1 Corinthians 39.
He was seeing dead people.
Aliens.
Through
I mean, I
41.
see dead people all the time.
I'm not saying aliens, but aliens.
Let's see. What does that say? You could reason
1
with.
Corinthians 15:40. There are also celestial bodies.
15:39 through 41. I have it on the
There
screen.
we go.
If you shoot it on the screen, you guys.
There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial, but the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another.
Uh-huh.
What happened? That does not say alien.
What are we looking at here? But God hasn't chosen.
The body's terrestrial.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we just traveled through a black hole on this one. Hold on.
1 Corinthians.
It's
Do you think they're talking about aliens?
15?
Is this like an alien autopsy story or something?
Corinthians 15, 40, I believe it was.
39 through 41. He tells you about all the different bodies.
Yeah, I would imagine he's talking about celestial bodies like stars.
Celestial, but he talks about those too. See,
celestial bodies.
This is where it has to be about aliens, and that's what I'm going to show you. So, First Corinthians.
This is a rabbit hole I gotta go down. I'm sorry, people. This is awesome. I love this.
Are you saying because this says terrestrial that there's
39 through 41?
Wow, this is anti-Trinitarian.
41.
This is anti-Trinitarian, guys. This is anti-Trinitarian.
No.
39 through 41. He says, all flesh is not the same flesh, but there's one kind of flesh for men, another flesh for beasts, another for fishes,
Amy
and
just
another
likes the word
for birds.
flesh.
There are also celestial bodies, which would be your stars, your astrological shit, shit, and bodies terrestrial, which would be your aliens. But the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory
terrestrial.
of the is another.
Sorry, terrestrial and the aliens.
Earthly.
He doesn't understand what terrestrial means.
Terrestrial means earthly or earthbound.
Look up terrestrial for me, Perry.
Terra is
means
Greek
earth.
for
terrestrial means.
But you'll see in verse 41, that's where he goes on and he says that one glory of the sun,
hold on.
another glory of the moon,
But
and
the word
glory
terrestrial
of the stars,
means
one
the
star
word
different from another
terrestrial
star in
means
glory.
the word terrestrial means of the earth.
Yeah, it's a flesh. It's a flesh.
No, of the earth. It doesn't.
Which is
that's
the
why the
flesh.
word. You heard.
Okay,
what
where
extra,
do you think these things came
wait,
from?
hold on.
Man?
No,
They
hold on.
built
Listen,
the pyramids.
hold on.
We think they came from Earth.
The word
That's what we mean.
extraterrestrial, right? You've heard extraterrestrial, ET.
Extraterrestrial.
That means
from
that
the earth. Okay.
an extraterrestrial is extra means outside.
Okay.
So that means
Whatever.
outside of Earth. So terrestrial.
Wow, man, you're really
means
going to
earth.
deny the Bible that far?
Yes,
I'm
because
on your
it's wrong.
page with aliens.
No, much further. Much
Oh
further.
yeah, we'll go way further than that.
I am
aliens.
out of space on this one.
Even in Luke even talks about it. He said, men's hearts failing themselves.
I'm with the aliens on this one.
Yeah, you are. Oh, that's awesome.
I am too.
Okay.
I know what they really are.
So here's
wait. What are they? What are they really?
They're demons. They're fallen angels.
Their
No,
bodies.
the fallen angels have already been judged. They're done.
So
And
what
they're
are
the
they
aliens?
really? Wait, what are they? What are the aliens?
They're
Don't-
here to
don't
measure.
leave me-
All them times
they
you see UFOs, like when they come,
my.
when they come in their formations, they're
Robes
to
and
measure.
I'm sorry.
You guys can laugh all you want.
Yeah, we
I
are.
don't
Are
need
you
to.
a
Your own government's
Scientologist?
terrified
Is
of
that
them.
where this is going with this? You one of these Tom Cruise worshippers?
No, I don't give a fuck
Preacher,
about
okay, I gotta ask: are you trolling right now about the aliens,
No.
or are you serious?
Stuff
I'm
ever
dead
read out of-
serious. I am
We
dead
should be so
serious.
lucky. We should be so
I had
lucky.
to ask.
Dead
I had to
serious.
ask.
Did you say that Luke also mentioned aliens?
He doesn't mention the aliens. No, he mentions men's hearts failing themselves for fear because of those things which are coming on the earth.
Can we get a fact check on that one? Just verse and
bring it
Look at the verse. Yeah.
Fact check.
What the fuck?
Citation.
Oh my god!
citation needed.
It's back to that non-overlapping magisteria, right?
Luke 21:26.
Oh, Perry, you are hilarious, mate. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but
No, it's been great. I love you,
Also,
Barry. I
I
do.
just
I
wanna
do.
send
And I
a
wish you
shout
well.
out for the Nope trailer. The final Nope trailer has dropped. If you have not seen it, it's the next Jordan Peele movie. And I honestly, they have a spoiler alert for the trailer. He honestly has released that it's about aliens, which makes me think already there's no way it could be about aliens.
Everybody's
now
being
there has
programmed.
to be another twist. So
Right.
I'm looking forward to that movie, though. So,
I love aliens.
Society has been being programmed for like the last 60 years to believe that these are some kind of like you're being programmed to believe that they're aliens, quote unquote, so that
James
you
and I
see them as a
personally
threat.
do this. This is what
Can I
George
just say-
tells us to say. That's how
I'm looking
Soros.
forward to
Everybody wants
That's
to
actually
see
the
them as a
plot line
threat.
of Men
They're
in
not a
Black,
threat.
though, isn't it?
Is that
They're
what
only a
Soros says,
threat-
Amy? They're aliens?
They're
Right,
only a
Soros.
threat to unbelievers.
They're only
I'm really looking forward to Sandman. Has anyone else seen the trailers for that? Neil Gaiman graphic novel. It's a series. They're making it into a series, Sandman. It's a Neil Gaiman graphic novel about Morpheus, the god of dreams. It's a real cool premise. I've read the graphic novel.
So you believe in that god of dreams?
No, it's a
Sandman? They just released a trailer for Sandman too. We're doing good tonight.
It's just a story.
Yeah, and we can choose whether or not to believe it. So it exists, right?
Well,
because we chose to believe it.
Hollywood says it is, and so you believe it?
Well, no, I have a very important question for Mark. How long did it take you to read the book?
Which one?
Sandman. No, Mark. I'm talking to Mark.
Just a couple of days.
No. How long did it take you to read the book, Mark?
Well, it's a graphic novel. It's not hard to read. A couple of days to read the first.
I'm just saying. I just want to know how many hours a day you spent reading it.
Oh yeah, no. I then got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you read 18 hours a day?
Yeah, I read it until I got it or some shit. I don't remember how.
Some
shit. You can mock me all you want, man. I think it's funny.
I do.
It's hilarious.
I still love you though. Still sending love, even though we disagree and disbelieve.
I know, Amy. I know. There's me and you. We're good. We're good. You could say worse shit to me.
We also have 10 more minutes of open discussion, and so if anyone wants to join us, we have one last spot. It fits up to 10.
What's after that?
After that, we are heading into we're going to give everyone a
Discord,
few lines of outros and then head to Discord.
I don't want to be like overly funny about it, but 10 minutes, that's probably enough time to destroy the Quran as well.
I could do that in 5.
Well,
there you go, you see? There you go. There it is, right there.
I could destroy you all in 10 seconds.
Nice.
I do
Thank you.
Oh, that's right, friendly Muslim.
Yeah, that's right. We have a Quran.
I fucked my aunt up. You guys, so check it out. My aunt, right? She's not blood. She's like, my mom was adopted and blah, 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 blah. She's my mom's adopted sister. And so my aunt, she's been hardcore. And she's as white as a fucking 12-pin cracker. And she's been a Muslim
That's got anything to do with it.
Pushing 30 years. She speaks Arabic. She writes in that's just what she does. I stumped her the other day. The Quran, there's a verse in the Quran that says
Are you
Allah.
sure you're not confusing stumped with over talking?
I'm sure. The Quran.
Wow.
Dude, I haven't overtalked to anybody really tonight, man.
Yeah,
you're being an asshole.
Kind of have, but don't worry about it.
To be fair,
You could by me. I don't mind it.
I
don't mind it. It's all about the banter, isn't it?
But either way, there's a verse in the Quran that says that Allah gave the gospel and the Torah. so
I just want to bring up.
Show that to a Muslim, they get a little pissed off.
It's all over talk, and then he says, "I've never over talked anybody." How gaslighty is that?
It's the banter.
Are you being a hypocrite now, there, Baldy?
Welcome, Pat.
Oh, fantastic!
Didn't quite hear that, Perry. What'd you say?
You being a hypocrite now?
Hey, Pat.
A hypocrite, he's asking you.
Oh, no, not really. I mean, I think that I've certainly overtalked at some points, but I don't think nowhere near as.
Don't be a hypocrite.
Well, we've been having it's the bant.
Have you ever told a lie? Have you ever?
There's a difference. There's a difference when we're just enjoying ourselves and we're not being serious.
I mean, but if you're going to poke sticks at me, don't be a hypocrite.
Well,
no, to say that you haven't overtalked is factually incorrect, though, isn't it? You
didn't say I haven't. I said I've been really good about it.
Yeah, you have been good about it.
Thank you.
No,
at least for that. Thank you.
You said that you haven't done it at all, really, tonight.
I never
He's been better than he has at some point, but
yeah, really, he did put a caveat in there. Yeah,
I did. Yeah, thank you. That's okay. Caveat.
That's okay.
I'm learning some things here.
Right.
Okay,
that's cool.
Okay, just going back to Grandma. So why was she? How did you stump her?
Grandma.
Yeah, let's talk about Perry.
Sorry, was it not Grandma? Sorry, my bad.
I've had a lot of fun doing this.
That's good. Okay.
I heard Grandma.
It was Auntie, but
you still make the choice not to believe in God, dude.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I'm convinced that I make the choice. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, when you say that, it sounds like you're saying that we know God exists, but we're just choosing not to believe that because we'd rather not. So, does your worldview rely on that proposition that we know God? Like,
look around you, man.
No. My question is, if that were false, if there, you believe that? Sorry, you believe it's the case that everyone knows that God exists. But if it were true that someone didn't, would that falsify your worldview?
No, because that's not the case.
But
that's another hypothetical.
Yeah, it's a hypothetical. So you're saying that I'm assuming that can't.
Hypotheticals, man.
So
really
what's
Why are you so afraid of hypotheticals?
Yeah. So here's because
excuses.
The question, Shane, is how
you're gonna make an excuse based on
no, but here the whole point
point
is that his worldview depends on the fact that we are actually lying or suppressing the truth.
It is a fact.
No, hang on a minute.
And I'm saying if that were not the case, then the Bible would be wrong, and then Christianity would be wrong. But since what you're saying it's not, and the Bible is true, therefore I have to be lying, or suppressing the truth, or deceiving myself somehow.
Correct. Holding the truth.
So the only way you could know that God exists.
If that's the case. Sorry, I'm almost finished. If that's the case, now I stole this from another Shane the Skeptic. If that's the case, then I personally, I'm not saying I can prove this to you, but I personally can know that your worldview is false because that is not true, and I know my own thoughts.
Well, that's your choice.
No, it's not. It's not a choice. That's a fact.
That's a choice.
Like,
I
am now certain that what you believe is not true.
Okay.
That's your choice. Did God reveal the fact that He exists to you?
Did He what?
Did God reveal the fact that He exists to you?
That's a good question. That's a really good question. Yeah, on multiple occasions.
Yeah. Okay. So
yeah, every day I wake up.
That's why you know God exists, correct?
Every day I wake up. Every breath I take.
So God didn't reveal to me that He exists, and that's why I know God did not exist. Okay.
Shane, I challenge you to that. I would actually like to see you do it. I did post a link in there. I would like to see it if you can make it through it.
Oh, I'm sure it's nothing. Okay, I'll watch it.
Preacher, you missed her for a while.
Take it very seriously.
I'll watch it. I'm sure it's nothing I haven't heard before, but I'll watch it.
Careful though, Shane.
Well, but here's the thing. No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. What you're saying is that even if I do watch it, I'm still going to choose not to believe it anyway, regardless of what.
That's actually not what I'm saying. I'm hoping that you'll watch it and wake up.
So, do you think it's possible that I will watch it and conclude that it's not true?
I think it's your choice either way. I'm just offering you
it depends on whether God reveals
the answers that you've been looking for. The reason
no. By your own logic,
the
it
reason
depends on whether God reveals.
God, I'm offering you the answers that you didn't have then.
It depends on whether God reveals Himself or not.
But
that's the only thing that matters. By your own view.
And actually,
if God does not reveal Himself, then God does not exist. That's the consequence of your logic.
Right. And
welcome aboard, Pat.
But the whole thing is that it's
thank you.
He can't. His worldview is such that he cannot concede the possibility of any of these things that we're bringing up, because that would render his position false.
I've actually already been through your position, though.
I've been through yours. So
you haven't, though.
Yes, I have. Well, you haven't been through mine.
Many of us were theists. I think just
you haven't, though. I promise you haven't.
I promise you haven't been through mine.
But preacher, can I just say it's weird to us when you say you choose that way, because it would just apply to you. It like what you're basically saying is, well, you choose that and I choose that. We both choose that. I mean, at that it kind of just negates it though, because we don't think God is real, and so
right. So then you guys can just do whatever you want. There's no consequence, no nothing. There's no accountability.
Well,
there's no real responsibility.
There's
no going by that logic. There's no point of existence.
But that's
but that doesn't matter.
That's not a straw man.
That's a consequence. Oh,
it just doesn't follow. Logically, it doesn't follow.
That is
not even a straw man. It's just a non sequitur.
Well, but here's the thing: even if it is the case, and that is true, that's just a consequentialist argument, or an appeal to consequences. I mean, just because we don't like what the consequences might be,
fallacy.
doesn't. Yeah, that would be a real bummer. It would be a real bummer, but that doesn't make it more or less likely to be true.
But if you could make it so it's not a real bummer, wouldn't you want to at least see that option?
Sure. And you're assuming that I either haven't. You're assuming that I either haven't or that I'm choosing to reject that.
So does everyone?
Well,
when they're born?
I mean, I've seen.
Believe in the Trinity.
Shane, I promise you.
So
I
when
think
people
friendly Muslim had a question for the preacher.
Sorry,
shoot.
Sorry, Mr. Preacher. When everyone's born, are you saying they believe in the Trinity? Just to confirm.
I'm saying when everybody's born, they're born in sin. They don't have knowledge of anything. You're
But
programmed.
we know about sin. Is that what we're saying?
Well, the law is written on your heart, so yeah, you know when you do something wrong. Yeah, that's the consequence of eating the fruit off the tree.
Where is it written on our heart? Is it physical? Sorry, I'm just being.
So
every time you do something that you know is wrong, you only know it's wrong because you suffer the consequences of good and evil.
Yeah, I don't think you mind. Go ahead, whoever.
My heart is an organ.
Friendly Muslim.
So
if I ask anybody on this panel,
thing goes
here,
on
and I'll ask. I never remember his name. I don't know his name. He's got no hair, right?
Mark.
Politely, Mark. Okay,
that's
Mark.
a few of us here.
If I were to ask Mark, if I cold blood shoot my neighbor in the street right now, is that wrong?
Yes.
What do you mean I'm wrong?
What kind of fucked up example? Wow.
Yes, it's wrong. If you're looking at a moral standpoint, yes.
Right. So you still suffer.
I don't think anybody does, Aaron.
Me eating off that tree, I don't. To me, it doesn't matter. I could go cold blood shoot my neighbor, and it doesn't matter to me.
That's psycho.
Ladies and gentlemen, religion.
Okay, preacher, never stop. Never.
Only religion could do that. Only religion.
That's because I'm not. I don't get involved in religion. I only deal with truth.
Okay, so
I just want to say
what we have. No, I want to respond to this. What we have here.
You just proved that you still suffer from the effects.
Yeah, I'd like to be able to respond to this, please. Can you let me respond, or are you just going to keep talking?
Go ahead, Mark.
Are you just interested in hearing this?
Let him take a drink.
So what we have here is the reason why it is wrong is because I have empathy for that person. Now, what concerns me when you say, "Hey,
self-righteousness,"
could I speak, or are you just going to keep talking? Like you're just going to keep talking? You only want to hear yourself. So the reason why you don't feel that is because you must lack a sense of empathy. Now, scientifically, this is called psychopathy. And when you have no sense of empathy for that person, you are in fact a psychopath. And we know that these people exist. They don't have a sense of morality. They don't have any sense of consequence. They don't have any sense of empathy or reciprocity for their fellow humans. They do exist. And it concerns me that you basically said, I am a psychopath.
Yeah. I just want to say.
Okay.
No, hold on, preacher. I just want to say, never stop believing in God. Okay?
I never will.
Yeah, because what you just said was very concerning.
Well, whether or not you believe in God, I would see.
So
I'm not
where
a
I'm from, God. The Bible
from?
says that not even a bird hits the ground without him knowing about it. That's what the Bible says. Jesus himself actually said that not even a bird hits the ground without him knowing about it. So every child that's shot in the school, every person that's murdered in the streets, every robbery, everything that happens is because God allowed it. Are you going to call him a psychopath?
A little bit,
yeah.
We
would, yeah. If he was
Are you a Calvinist?
Thank you.
Are you a Calvinist, preacher?
No, I'm a believer.
Do you know what a Calvinist is?
I do, and I'm a believer. I don't label myself as shit because Calvinists all still sin. I can't sin.
Do you believe in election theology?
Election, predestination, absolutely.
Yes. Like, do you think
he knows who it is?
So God predetermines who is going to be saved and who is not going to be saved.
It is not up to him that willeth or him that runneth, but up to him who shows mercy. Yeah.
Is that a yes?
That's scripture.
Yeah. So is that a yes to the question?
Yeah.
Okay. So then there's nothing I can do one way or the other. It's up to God.
That's not true. He said, "If you seek,
no.
You
said it was. You said it was.
If you seek, you will find. If you don't seek, you're not going to find. You chose.
Yeah, but Well, there's an echo here. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit of it.
Well, and guys, I will say we're about to wrap up, so maybe one or two more questions, and then
can I just put a plea in for Pat to speak, please? Because I haven't heard Pat's voice for a long time, and I love you dearly, Pat. And
no, don't let him speak.
Congratulate Amy and James, and listen to the shenanigans. I actually, I've been working all night, so I have to be careful to get sidetracked. But I actually wanted to follow up something that was said much earlier by Flower about religions and communities and education. I actually think we should come back to that argument sometime in that discussion, because again, saying one religious system is better than another, or that it's something that needs to be removed from a cultural group, I think is an important discussion to have. But I don't think the discussion is going to go the way Flower would want it to do. Sunflower,
they usually don't.
Let's return to this sometime. And if you can not scream the entire time, I would be more than happy to have that debate with you as an anthropologist versus your particular worldview. That's it.
Who are you
and
referring
on that,
to? Okay. You Sunflower?
Yeah, he was the guy you were saying wasn't a real Christian or something.
He wasn't.
I don't know. Right. I don't know who's a Christian who isn't. I just think
Mark, you need to understand he doesn't put syrup on his pancakes, and so he's not actually a real Christian.
I don't think he eats oats either.
Yeah, he's not a true Scotsman.
But I'm gonna thank you, Pat.
He puts his toilet paper on the roll backwards.
He puts sugar.
Somebody still sins. They're still of the devil.
A quick question for Pat, though, before we go any further. Are you back on working, as in you're in England on a dig?
I'll be arriving in country. I leave Monday. I'll be arriving Tuesday. I'll be shipping to the Midlands on Wednesday.
Wow.
I'm currently working on a chapter for a book on Christian martyrs in Scythia Minor, so that's why I haven't jumped in the conversation earlier today. So
interesting.
It's okay. That sounds fascinating.
Did your book that ever hit the press?
I wish you the best with that, then. Anyway,
did your book ever hit the press, Pat? The Betrayed book?
It's done. When I get back, we'll get it printed. The publisher and distributor are working on getting it out. I'm a little cog in Simon & Schuster's big wheel. That's all I'll say.
So it's coming. It's coming out soon.
That's what she said, or he.
Exactly.
Or
they. He's got a book coming out about the subjugation of women in the early Christian church. So that'll be good from Pat, who is a historian.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll see how it goes.
Thank you for answering the questions, Pat. I appreciate it.
No problem.
And all right, what we are actually going to do now is move into outros. I would just ask that everybody keep things piffy, but I love you guys all for joining us. We are Skeptic and Ranting. We've been having a lot of fun back and forth because we have been having the 1,000 subscriber celebration. And Pat, you are the most recent one to join us, which means you are going to be the one starting us off. We are Skeptic and Ranting. We are moving into our outros.
Well, I just want
Well, I bet you do, because you're an amazing and fascinating. I know, I can't help it. Look, Gizmo works so hard at them. But, Pat, sending love to you. I hope you're doing well out there. It's so glad to have you on here. We've been throwing our 1,000 sub party, and what you got going on and your final thoughts.
Well, my final thoughts are, again, congratulations. It's not easy. I can say that, having a channel with Biddy now on YouTube, it being her channel, I know how hard she works to get sub counts up and get people. So you need to take your hat off, and take a round of applause. But other than that, again, great conversation. Sort of. I kind of wish they a little more linear and people actually let people talk. But other than that, I'll be out of town off the air for the next 6 weeks, and I'm pretty happy about that. But when I get back, we'll definitely have some time to talk, and it'll be good.
Well, hopefully you'll be able to catch a show now and then, or a little bit here or there.
I'm purposely staying off the grid, man.
Totally off the grid?
On purpose, so I can get my work done while I'm there. If I start getting on the internet for anything
There
other
you
than
go.
research,
Don't get anything done.
I get derailed. Yeah.
So we won't see hide or hair of you for 6 weeks.
But it's okay. You're fighting Nazis and replacing skulls with bones so that you can get some sort of gold.
This year I'll be excavating in a cemetery, so I will be finding skulls.
What city you gonna be working at?
It's known as Earchester. It's in the Midlands of England, kind of below Nottingham.
Northumbria, that area?
I'm familiar with it, but not super familiar.
Oh, okay.
But the great thing is it's a great archaeological site, and I'm happy to now be part of it. So,
woo-hoo. Thank you so very much, Pat.
Oh, all right. Thanks, guys.
And all right. Friendly Muslim, what is up? We have been skeptic and ranting on our 1000 sub party. I hope you've had fun tonight. What you got going on, and what are your final thoughts?
Just wanted to say, I've just joined this lovely skeptic and ranting crew. I'm glad I got the opportunity to be here on this epic moment. The channel's great, Amy's great, James is great. This new community that I've met have embraced my Muslim ranting, and we've had some spicy conversations. May they continue as the creator provides more subs upon the YouTube algorithm to this channel. And I've learned a lot so far, and I'll tell you what this channel means to me. Before this channel, I didn't appreciate my nipples. I just looked at them and I just took them for granted. After coming onto this channel and learning many new things, I look at my nipples every day and I say, thank God I have my nipples, because had another creator created us who happened to be an atheist, I may not have them. And so for this channel, I am grateful. You've enriched my life, and may the subs continue, may the channel continue to grow, and may the conversations be skeptic, ranting, and add a little bit of Muslim ranting for myself in the future. Assalamu alaikum, people.
Aslam, thank you so very much, Friendly Muslim. It was lovely having you on.
Alaikum salam.
And we are going right down to midnight.
Our newest member there. We'll congratulate
midnight.
him.
We have been skeptic and ranting. We on talking the 1000 sub party, as well as we had some back and forth. Hope you had a good time. What are your final thoughts? And no, that's it. I was supposed to. Yeah, no, that is your final thought. You can see the gears turning in my brain, and then I was like,
okay,
no, that is your.
Okay. Well, first of all, I would like to thank you for having me on, and putting up with me. It's always something when everyone puts up with me in these streams. But no, seriously, congratulations for reaching 1,000 subs, and finally getting member status, and all that good money. Yeah, so I guess congratulations, and you deserve it.
Thank you, Midnight.
Thank you so very much, Midnight. It was lovely having you on.
Isn't it always lovely to have me? I mean, come on, I am pretty great.
It is.
You are.
Can even say that you make the podcast sparkle. All right, tip your waitress, folks.
Okay, that was
tip
good.
your
I like
bartender.
She's here all week, folks.
And also said he loved a margarita. He came at you. Sending so much life, and also a spoiler. He's coming soon.
It's a tree.
Oh my! But sending so much love. And all right, we're going right down. We are adding on to Shane. We have been Skeptic and Ranting.
Also a member.
Having fun. I know we have so many lovely members now. Woo-hoo. I hope you had a fun time on this 1,000 sub party. What you got going on? And I have learned within the past 2 minutes, you should just say your final thoughts.
Oh. Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Congratulations on your 1,000 party and everything. That's awesome. You deserve it. Best of luck to both of you. Yeah. The end.
Is that a Music Man behind you?
It is.
Shane?
It's a John Petrucci series.
Oh, fantastic. Oh my God, I'm in love.
This is actually from like 2004, so it's really old, but
nice, beautiful machine. Okay, thank you.
But she's a beaut. And all right, thank you so very much, Shane. And go check out Shane. He's newly minted with his title. Now we need to get him monetized.
Yeah.
So Shane, how do people usually contact you?
Oh,
say very carefully.
Okay, yeah.
Gosh.
I guess either Facebook or Twitter, or I could put my email in the chat or something.
I guess your Twitter would be better.
Okay. I'm never on Twitter anyways.
Then I guess
Here,
email.
let me. Okay, so Twitter. My Twitter handle is at Shane Storini. Really? Wow.
You have a grinder handle?
Yeah, you can look me up on OnlyFans.
Oh, there you go.
I guess you could just put it in the private chat.
There you go. Your grinder or OnlyFans for midnight.
Okay. Oh, cool. Thanks.
Like I said, we don't kink shame anyone here. Isn't that right, Gavin?
Celebrate it.
You've got a mouthful.
We celebrate it.
Thank you so very much, Shane.
Oh, yeah, you can email me at sbillow@gmail.com.
Yeah, I'm not gonna remember that, so you might have to write that also in the private chat.
Put it in the private chat, yeah.
All right, yeah, cool. Well, thanks. Thanks again.
Absolutely.
He's got it in there.
Having you on and asking, I feel our skeptic community asks amazing questions. All right, we're going right down the list. We are Preacher. Thank you as always for joining us tonight. Lovely in the hot seat, the den of kittens.
Perry himself.
Skeptic and Ranting. We've been having our 1,000 sub party. What you got going on, and what are your final thoughts?
Amy, on a real note, I want to say thank you for having me on. I really didn't expect you to.
Absolutely.
So thank you for that. I do hope everything is going good for you, and congratulations on 1,000 subs. That right there is the actual reason that I showed up. I know when I show up that it's always, it's there's 1,000 questions from 1,000 people, and I know that. So I'm good with that, and I just thank you for allowing me to come on and be able to do what I do. To contact me, I go by it's Perry Green. It's my name, Perry Green. The Perry like the platypus, the preacher, and I've got the YouTube channel. Someday maybe I'll hit 1,000. And Amy, if I ever do, I do hope that you'll come on for my 1,000 sub party.
Absolutely.
But at the end of it all, the bottom line is if you still sin, you're not saved. There's real answers. If you don't believe in God, it's because you choose not to. And you can say whatever you want, but that's the reality of it. And then with that being said, all I would ask is I got a video on the share screen. It's like 15 seconds. If you'll share that, and then I'm done. I thank you for having me on, though.
You are fascinating, Preacher. I'll give you that.
Talk to me in real life. Reach out. Thank you, Amy.
Absolutely.
Well, I feel more I feel more relaxed after watching the video.
I was gonna say we normally sell timeshares in hell. That seemed like a nicer timeshare.
Everybody enjoy your night. Thank you for having me, Amy. And to everybody else, absolutely reach out if you got questions. I've got answers.
Thank you so very much, preacher.
Got questions. Terry's got answers.
Might not be the correct answers, but he's got them.
Somebody got the wrong answers in Genesis.
And all right, Simos,
Hey.
what is up? Hope you've been having fun on this Skeptic and Ranting 1000 sub party. What you got going on, and what are your final thoughts?
Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to make this quick. I'll do it rapid fire. Congratulations to you both, James and Amy. I'm really happy that you've made it to this point, and I hope this gives you much more encouragement to go on, grow, be better, and improve, and just have a great time doing it. You deserve it. So congratulations, and I'm looking forward to what the future holds for you, and hopefully I can be in the sidelines cheering you on, or occasionally contributing. I want to thank Preacher. I know he's already left, but I want to thank Preacher. It's been fun. It's been interesting, and and that's the kind of my style, is to make it fun. So thanks very much. Midnight. Shush now.
I was gonna make a joke, but go ahead.
Midnight. Shush now. Thank you.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. I want to make it all in one go. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. So and I'm glad Preacher shared the last little bit of nature there, because if the ignorance of nature gave birth to the gods, and the knowledge of nature is calculated to destroy them. And I think that's my basic position on atheism. So thank you very much for allowing me to state that. I have a new channel. It's called Fabio and Funk, where I do Formula One. And if you could possibly share the link into the chat, Amy, with that little title there as well. Anybody that's interested in motor racing, please come and check it out. I'd much appreciate that. And thank you to the rest of the panel as well. And good to see everybody again. I haven't been around for a while, but I've enjoyed it. So thank you very much. Now, please go ahead if you need to make a joke.
Okay. Well, you said you'll be at the sideline cheering you on. Am I the only one who imagined you wearing a cheerleader outfit with pom poms?
Yes, you were the only one.
You were the only one.
Definitely the only one. Yeah.
I am now. I mean,
yeah, I was gonna say, but
Amy, you've got one he could borrow, right?
I'm imagining that if that is the case, then Amy's imagining me on my knees. Is that right?
Oh, now we're getting
You're
somewhere.
not on your knees?
And in a cheerleader outfit.
Oh my God!
Now the podcast is getting spicy enough.
Thank you very much, Amy and James. I really appreciate being on and allowing me to interrupt and divert when I needed to. Thank you so much.
You're also missing the most important point.
And what was the most important point?
The most important point being that this is an Amy stream. You're assuming that anyone's wearing anything.
Oh my! See, now we're really starting to talk.
You know what? Fair point.
And all right, we are Skeptic and Ranting. What is up, BMZ? We have been talking about the 1,000 subscriber party, and we've been having some back and forth. I hope you had a good time. Where can people find you? And what are your final thoughts?
Where people can find me, we all know that the name's rather inappropriate, but we'll leave it there. And yeah, but anyway, well, it rhymes with that.
Redacted Hoven.
Pretty much. But congratulations on getting 1,000, and hopefully here's seeing many, many more. The biggest disappointment of this was just the way that the preacher was incredibly rude and was continuously speaking over everyone before anyone could make a point. In addition to, he was outright lying in many occasions, and his misdirections.
Well, that's part of the course with theists, especially that one.
Well, the biggest example is using the idea of you believe in God. Well, if you choose your belief in God, can you choose to breathe? Can you choose to see? No, these are actually inherent things. The belief in God comes from the evidence that you actually follow, and that's where it leads to. It doesn't actually mean you believe in it. It's just that the evidence that you choose to accept is where it leads. That's where the choice lies.
No, I don't hate you. It's just the fact being that you're intellectually dishonest and very rude.
Well, his worldview depends on that.
That's the whole point of what I'm talking about. It's not, the choice is not actually whether you believe in God or not. The choice is what do you accept or not within the evidence that leads to the end result.
And all right, thank you so very much, BMC.
Thanks,
We love
BMC.
having you on. We love all of our atheist theists and brothers and sisters sending love, I can see, as well in chat. But definitely thank you, as always, for having you, BMZ. And I still, everyone should go check out Aunt Movin, or at least what it rhymes with. And all right, we are moving along. We only got a few more.
Go to his channel. Go to
Mark,
his channel.
what is up? We have been Skeptic and Ranting on the 1000 sub party, along with some fun back and forth. What have you got going on? And of course, what are your final thoughts?
I'd rather focus on this was an awesome 1000th subscriber episode. I had a ton of fun and the party was so awesome, and it was good to see everybody I care and respect here. Just awesome people with really good points of view. I'm just going to take a final swipe at Preacher because I think I'll be less.
Why not?
I'll be less spicy than Beansy. So. The challenge presented to Preacher was if beliefs can be changed, to change his belief in God, and he couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. It's a very easy thing to refute because if it's a choice, you should just be able to choose, but you can't. And that's understandable. I don't blame him for that. That's nothing to do. That's fine. And then there's the whole thing of telling people what they believe and what they think and what they know. And this is I guess is a big problem for me. And some atheists do it as well. They're like, oh, they can't really believe, in this God, in this sky dad, in these things that they say. Nobody can tell what you believe and what you think. And I really appreciate Shane trying to get through to Preacher on why it's so bad, but I don't think there's a lot of hope there. I think that the reason why Preacher entertain hypotheticals is because if he entertains a hypothetical, then comes the cognitive dissonance, then comes the idea of two conflicting ideas in his head that is uncomfortable for him. So he doesn't want to entertain anything that causes cognitive dissonance. And we've seen this a lot in him. He refuses to even think about something that may cause that really uncomfortable feeling that you have two ideas and one has to be wrong, but he wants to keep them. So I think I'll leave it at that. I'll take it easy on Perry tonight because he wasn't, to be honest, I'll say this wholeheartedly, he wasn't as bad as he usually is. I will give him credit for that.
He's been worse before, yeah.
He's been very worse before, very much more disruptive, and I still think he was marginally, sort of disruptive in a way, but he was better than usual. So full props to him for that. Congratulations, James. I'm looking forward to your debates. I really want to catch them. Congratulations, Amy. You guys are amazing. You do such a good job, and I really think there's good things ahead of you. Sunflower, thank you so much for becoming a member. I know we don't see eye to eye, but I like Sunflower. I think he is really passionate and gets worked up, but I think he's got a good he's a good person deep down. So I want to shout out Sunflower. But thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so very much, Mark.
Yeah, so much fun to be here. Thank you.
And check out Mark's debates on Debate Me Raw here, but as well as Modern Day Debate, Standing for Truth. Why aren't you checking out all this lovely non-believer content? And why aren't you going to Mark Reed's channel?
He's got the 20th with T-Rock, right? On SFT?
Yeah, I think it's the 20th. It was 21st in my time. So, yeah, it's 20th Eastern Standard, I believe. So I get a bit mixed up with time zones.
Sunflower says that means a lot, what you said.
And in fact, I did... Want to give another round of love. Thank you so very much, Sunflower, for becoming a member. I want to keep on saying we love all of our atheist and
appreciate the
theist
support.
brothers and sisters. Exactly. Appreciate
Definitely
the
helps.
support, the conversations, and everyone out there. I'm
Even if
just
we don't
sending
agree.
more love. But yes, I am handing the keys over to the co-pilot. James W., we have been skeptic and ranting.
We have been
on our 1,000 sub party. Holy moly. I hope you had a good time. I am so glad that it just seemed like we had a lot of great chemistry when we were really getting ready for the debate and after the debate. And I'm so glad we decided to start recording and start
turned
really
into
doing
something
this.
great, hasn't it? Hasn't
Exactly.
It? It's really turned into something special, and we have all these. Yeah, we have Gizmo here, our producer, but we have a lot of great friends and allies in the skeptic community, and some friends in the theistic community. We don't always see eye to eye, but it's important to be able to have conversations. They can get tedious at times, they can get spicy, but at the end of the day, we're all just on this rock hurling through space trying to figure out what's going on. So we have some different ideas about that, but we're all people at the end of the day. So, but we definitely appreciate all you guys' input, the time that you guys spend watching our videos, commenting on them, coming on the panels, engaging with us, answering questions.
That sounds
posing
hot.
questions to us. But yeah, that he does, Doorknob Speak. Yeah, like you said last time. Fortunately, cat butts are approved by the TOS gods. They're okay with it. So yeah, and you guys have a great night.
Woo-hoo. Thank you so very much, James.
A little early for us to be signing off. It's only not even 5 a.m. yet.
I know. It's actually still dark outside, and it's funny you said cat butts because you were basically seconds away from seeing a cat butt. Penelope wanted to join. Moonlight sits by me, but Penelope doesn't want to be left out. She often comes
One
by.
quick last word, if I may.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Simon.
Just to point out, every single one of you has teeth. Thank you.
I honestly, I don't know how you would say something so daring yet so true.
Right.
I feel like he's trying to get his Tooth Fairy cult started right now.
You know that teeth exist, and so that does give more evidence than God.
That's true. We can empirically prove teeth are real.
Yeah. How else do you explain the teeth?
The teeth part of the myth are true. We don't know anything about the God part.
Oh, it's fairy. It's the fairy. Please don't confuse it with God.
I have seen
God's too weak and meaningless.
Of fairy god parents. They were fairly odd, I think, though. So.
Yeah, the Tooth Fairy, we're saying it's more reasonable than God creature.
Okay.
Not that we'd rather believe in it, it's just more likely than God.
Amy, that was I like that reference. What the fuck?
I hope you all
We're
had
here
a good
for you,
time
Midnight. We're here
on
for
this
you.
episode of Skeptic and Ranting 1,000 subscriber party. Woo! Where tonight, that's right, we're tucking everyone in or waking up if you're just drinking
They would rather
coffee.
trust the Tooth Fairy than God. Okay, preacher. Yeah, that's what we said. Whatever.
The Tooth Fairy brings you money. You have to give God your money.
It's true. It doesn't seem like a good transaction. I feel like we should be getting something back. You want us to follow you? Is there a benefits plan? Yeah.
Does the Tooth Fairy have nipples? Just wondering.
Tooth Fairy, hopefully.
Yeah, the ones I've seen.
Yes, she has rather large areolas for whatever reason.
And they really do scare.
Like a teacup.
They really do scare religious people, the ones I've seen.
They do. She chases them. Where tonight we threw a celebration, I swear, for our 1,000 subscriber landmark. Turned on channel membership. Ding! Sending love to Peter. And thanked all of our viewers for a skeptically good time.
Yes.
Very quite. But I do want to thank my co-host, James W., along with all of our lovely, fantastic guests. Like Mark, Bird, Beamsy, Scott,
hit the bell, Mark,
Simos, Sunflower, Preacher, Shane, Midnight, Friendly, and Pat. Woo! As well as the people in chat, our awesome mods who make this stream so great. And also lovely viewers like you who make this channel even possible. If you enjoyed the show, please don't forget to like, follow, or subscribe. Woo! And then you gain access to that bell icon, which when set to all will send you reminders to join our live streams or see our premieres. Or hey, why not leave a comment once the video is done? After the show, we will be heading over to the Skeptic and Ranting Discord server, the link of which is in the description below. Lastly, if you'd like to help us make even more fun content, well, we offer some perks for our supporters by checking out our Patreon page at patreon.com/Amy Newman. I am Amy Newman, and we will see you all on the next episode of Skeptic Ball Z. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Mwah!
Woohoo!
And sending love to all of our brand new channel members. So
Woohoo!
much love.
Shane and Mark excluded.
Woo-hoo!
Is Amy?
Is
Hashtag
Amy
TH.
hashtag?
Is
Exactly.
hashtag is Amy TH.
Is hashtag
Yes.
Amy
Is
TH.
Amy thorium? Yes, that's what we're asking.
Yes. Sending love, Patreons, channel members, or just subscribers, supporters,
right, doorknob.
viewers like you. Mwah! That's right.
Ooh.